J Squad.
We gotta find.
I went to a baseball game for the first time in like ever history.
Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do?
Well, I didn't say fair.
That's the first clue. We
Got
gotta
sunburned.
the ball grand find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the ball grand find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do?
Asmir, you're obligated to like
That's the
this
first
game.
clue. We gotta find the ball grand find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the ball grand find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the ball grand find.
Wretched Life of Chibi Reviews.
That's
The title.
That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the ball grand find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Find the ball grand find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? How y'all doing today? We're putting on the crazy hat today because we are getting back into some Chibi reviews. Thank you, Kamoji. And as you can see, I already have a couple special guests on, Nazmir and Grizzle, two great people
Hello.
for us to talk about.
Yo.
this. So
Nonce reviews. Let's go.
Nonce
reviews.
reviews. Love it. Love it. I want to use nonce, but I feel like the Brits will come after me for it. Also going to be playing
You
Crimson
won the
Desert in the
raid.
background. I'm addicted to this game. I try and play it every time I can. So you're just going to...
Shout out to my river. Shout out to my river, dude. Look
That's
at the
right.
just above your compass.
Yeah. We are fishing the
Naz
Naz
River.
today. Fishing the Naz.
The Naz River.
It's amazing. So, oh, you sent me that clip. Let's go take a look at that. I'm about to lose this fish because I'm heading back into the Discord. Or no, I'm heading to the video you sent me. Timestamp here. So, fun stuff. Meat Canyon made a video, Discord mods are the worst, but in it was specifically a I guess a little dig at Asman and Hassan. Nazmir sent it over to him, so we're going to take a look at this little short version of it before we get too deep into it, and I'll probably watch this off stream later.
I want to
Alright,
bring it up on the stream as well, the stream overlay.
Yeah. See, that's what I have all you guys.
Maybe.
That's why I made friends with all you guys, just so y'all could keep me.
I got the dual monitor setup, one for the Discord, one for the stream. I'm ready.
I'm sitting on 3 monitors at like all times just to make sure I have everything somewhere that I can see it. All right, let's go ahead and hit play here.
Osmongold brought you up in a stream again today. Dude is super annoying. Yeah, I know he is annoying because the whole thing is that he uses my name to clout chase and just clip farm. It's fucking bogus, man. Seriously.
Dude, that's a beautiful, beautiful song.
Hassan's talking
Mustache
about
is
you on a stream
insane.
again? He's such a fucking parasite, guys. Seriously.
Yo, chat, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Can you guys excuse me for 1 second?
The clip farming's going great. We're gonna make so much money together.
Yes, my love, you're doing great.
Oh my
Will you
god.
please kiss me to hold me over until stream's done?
Only if you kiss me back super hard.
Wait, who's this guy?
Yeah, who's he? Yeah.
兄弟了，放我走！
Dog!
他们非要我
Why is he speaking Chinese?
Kaya, please!
I'm gonna talk about that later.
Oh, yeah, you gonna talk about it? You wanna hit it again?
Let me do one. Let me zap her.
哎呀，别惦记那只 Pupper。等一下，我在讲中文啊。
Can we DoorDash something from Panda Express?
Oh, that sounds really good, baby. Kaya, what do you want from Panda Express?
真 PG，真 PG。
I can't hold it in any longer. You need to make love to me right now.
Oh, yeah.
Tap her again.
哎呀，我受够了这狗
Wait,
屁
what are you doing now?
The end.
That's pretty much that.
Jesus Christ, I'd kill myself too if I wrote that book.
What a little clip. That was amazing. Yeah, I like his new, the new thing he's doing, especially even with like this.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's doing like really surrealist horror, comedy, puppetry, live action, animation. He's mixing it all together. It's really good.
Yeah.
And I know Hassan got like a bit upset with this and tried to cope and be like, guys, it's okay. We don't freak out with this, but he was being like, oh, fucking centrist Andy over here and stuff like that. And it's like, it's not so much the politics. He's just saying you both are bad.
Yeah.
People are
Both
bad
suck and we
stream.
don't like either of you.
Yeah.
They're both so unlikable. It's just not even funny.
They just channeled whatever people want to be channeled.
Yeah. All right, with that, let's. Oh my goodness, these allergies are killing me over here in the United States. Why does everything have to be covered in pollen? All right, let's move on to old Chibi reviews. So if you're not caught up on this little drama, Chibi reviews went after Schlepp, who called Lolicons pedophiles. He didn't like that. He felt completely attacked, and he decided he was going to clap back at him. We looked at some of that in the, I think it was Friday, Friday or Saturday. I just watched Diesel the Big Gays video. Well, we're gonna watch that here as well. But so yeah, it's come back now. It looks like Diesel Patches has made a video as well. So we'll see what Diesel has to say. He's not really like, he makes funny videos sometimes, but he's never really like in drama. So it's weird to see someone just go after him. But
They had enough of him.
they had enough of him. They had enough of anti-Lolicons. So we'll go ahead and watch
Really?
this.
They all would live in peace if they just stayed in their lane.
Right. If they just, stay in their lane and shut up and not try to constantly defend their degenerate actions. Yeah, probably.
I don't know, like, can you go back to reviewing just anime like a normal person?
He cannot. He is a full-on
Got like 50 videos on the same subject.
Death threats, guys. I've got so many death threats. But yeah, like to go over your last time with it, it is just I mean, you nailed it on the head. It's like the same talking point, bullet points in defense of this. Like, oh, you could forgive Grand Theft Auto, but not Drawn Child. Like,
It's
what?
just, you're
Like,
gonna be viewed weird no matter what. I don't know what you expect.
It's that. It's just the constant, like, the same, like, 4 arguments they roll out for years, and they will for years to come. And I think they're just like pathetic. They have no actual defense of this.
Yeah,
It's
that's
weird,
usually.
that's all it is. Like, accept
usually-
it. Accept that people are gonna see it as
You're in
weird.
my fucking spot, dude. What's going on here? But anyway, yeah, it's really tiring for most people, and then it still makes them look bad. Like, I'm sorry, it's still drawing pictures of children. I almost brought up this one tweet that like went through how to defend Lolicon properly, but it just wasn't. It was terrible and pretty much easy to debunk almost immediately. So I didn't bring it up. Maybe I will at some point. Maybe not. All right, so let's start with Diesel Patch's video so we can get an idea of what's going on. Then we'll look at Chibi's tweet, and Diesel has responded as well. So we'll look at that. Bum, bum, bum.
Are you sleeping?
There's this popular YouTuber named Chibi Reviews who is known for being the #1 defender of
You got the Discord mod one. Meet Kanye. Took over
There
again.
we go.
anime when fighting against censorship.
What's going on,
and
buddy? How you doing today? You know me. I'm here to be your pig all day, every day.
He's gotten himself into an epic Twitter debate against another YouTuber named Schlep, who's known for catching predators through sting operations. The epic battle.
And this was like the big optics thing with me. It was like you're going after a predator hunter to defend Lolicon. You're not going to look good in any sense of the word with this.
I don't get it.
You don't get what? Oh, going after the predator.
Started because Schlep made a post on Twitter saying, "I stand with Gideon when saying Lolicon is pedophilia. Can't tell you how many predators I've caught that end up having some type of child erotic."
Okay. Hold on. I gotta do something. Something's happening. I checked this earlier. Schlep fired the first
I'm not going to
salvo,
go
so
through the
it's
entire
not
Twitter
really
back
going
and
after.
forth
Okay,
these two
that's
had
fair.
because Chibi decided to center a response video over just this one tweet where Schlep claims attraction to Lolicon equals pedophilia, which is defined as a sexual interest in prepubescent children. I guess part of the debate is whether that term includes sexualized art depicting fictional minors, since why are certain people attracted to Lolicon? Anyways, Chibi decided to make a response video because, to him, Schlep is making the argument that Lolicon is just as bad as actual child sexual abuse material. He believes this because when Schlep originally made this post, he took out the word anime when describing child erotica, pedophilia, showing he's conflating the two. Now, I don't know for sure what the intent was here behind editing out the word anime, but if Schlepp's position is that CSAM and Lolicon are comparable, then that is an incredibly stupid position to have, considering only one actually inflicts harm on children. This smelly discussion fell under the spotlight because instead of Chibi just uploading a response video on YouTube, he instead felt the need to announce to everyone that he's crafting a Lolicon defense video. Fuck it. I'm making a lolly defense video today. I've already been canceled. Had hundreds of thousands of death threats.
This is the thing.
See, if you have to do this so much for a thing you like, then you're just coping.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like, I respect you more if you just, like, own it at this point.
well, it's always got to be that I get tons of death threats, so I'm fighting back against.
I think he gets tons of those for a lot of other reasons.
Yeah, well, it's because he never shuts up about it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
even then, there's tons of people online that get death threats. You just have to ignore it. We all know my
The Twitter DM is nothing. If they start posting addresses, then yeah.
And false accusations. I have nothing to lose, and I will not stop speaking up for freedom of expression within artwork. Let me just start by saying, if you're expecting a video of Chibi talking about how much he loves wanking it to little cartoon girls, you won't find it in this video. As smelly as it is to make a Lolicon defense video, most of Chibi's arguments are centered around protecting free speech.
Okay, something.
It's only that speech, though, for some reason. Nothing else.
Well, the other speech doesn't matter.
However,
It's just an easy way to.
there is a difference when it comes to making.
There, let's try that. It's just an easy way to like deflect, because if you say free speech, like especially like it's not happening.
Everyone
as
will
much.
clap.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not happening as much since like the Shadman days and things like that happened. But people who don't even like Lolly will come up and go, "Oh, yeah, free speech. I believe in that." And I'm like, do you? Do you really understand what you're protecting?
I just feel like
Being
they never
obvious
give anyone else the time of the day.
Yeah.
The
Something is. This hasn't happened on previous streams, but something is happening.
distinction between CSAM and Lolicon, and then there's outright defending cartoon children being drawn for sexual gratification, along with sharing your obsession with sexualized cartoon children for you and your other creep friends to admire,
We might
which is
have to
exactly
close
what this
the game,
dumpster.
'cause somewhere my shit's getting like. Somewhere there's like a bottleneck, and it's fucking up my shit. Let me look right here real quick before.
Fire of a video is. And just because CSAM is worse doesn't mean it's morally correct to defend fictional children being sexualized. Anyways, let's start.
I want to catch a lot of heat for this video and probably receive hundreds of thousands of death threats for even making a video discussing.
What's
Hundreds
funny?
of thousands.
Yeah, what's funny is he just like completely repeats everything that he said on the first part. Let's close this.
Wasn't he supposed to be suing somebody?
Let me try something. Yeah, it failed. He didn't. He dropped the lawsuit after.
But where'd the
taking a bunch
money
of
go?
people. Yeah.
That's what I don't get, is why people still... How is, like, it not public knowledge to be, like, wary of a human being that's did something like that? He promised community, like, effort here. Failed to deliver it. Failed to not refund anybody.
Failed to do a lot of things. Alright, I'm gonna
Yet
try-
he still gets people supporting him just by purely being the one who's taking all the heat for that stuff.
Well, I
And it's not
mean,
like they really have much heat. Like, Twitter loves that now. Like,
So
they're thrive on
there's this
Twitter more
popular
than ever
YouTuber
before.
named Chibi.
I just hate them because most of the time they're fucking demonizing other content.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the whole culture war thing is all about demonizing content. And for those of us
It's like,
that go against it.
you know my position on like LGBT things. They don't ever say like it's just a drawing for that. Never.
Window capture properties. Let's do. I'm trying to see if it's. I promise we'll get going.
Yeah. Someone's downloading porn in your house and it's not your kids.
Chibi Reviews, who is known for being the #1 defender of anime when fighting against censorship, and he has gotten himself into
Let's see where we... There we go. What is going on?
making a lolly defense video today. I've already been cancelled, had hundreds of thousands of death threats and false accusations. I have nothing to lose, and I will not stop speaking
Yep, something's going on. I'm gonna have to close the game.
up for freedom
so
of
we can get through
expression
this.
within artwork. Let me just start by saying, if you're
That's
expecting a video of Chibi talking about how much he loves wanking it to little cartoon girls, you won't find it in this video.
That
As
would've
smelly
been- I will say that would have been a way better video than what we got. Because you could at least laugh at that.
as it is to make a Lolicon defense video, most of Chibi's arguments are centered around protecting free speech. However, there is a difference when it comes to making an obvious distinction between CSAM and
There we go. Now we'll go back to the other one that's got all my videos on it. Okay. There we go. And with that, we'll just go to reading, make it bigger, make you guys smaller. I swear, guys, I'm a professional streamer. I swear. Where are y'all? Chat box, crazy react group. Let's just shrink y'all down. Y'all are too big. You're taking up all my space. I'm the big pig in this.
Just a fat fuck.
Hey now.
lollies and even trying to defend lollies, but we're gonna get right into it because I've already faced death threats, I've already faced slam.
Oh, and it's Mike said if Chibi's free speech is to be a degenerate cum brain, then it should be my free speech to criticize and make fun of him. Yes, well, it definitely is. But like when we start talking into the realm of like pedophilia, it's pretty much widely accepted, and Supreme Court has accepted that it's not free speech. Lolly, I guess, is on a different side of it. But with me, it's still drawing images of sexual.
Unless it's Texas, because I think they did make that considered material in Texas.
I don't remember if they did. I know they cracked down.
He was crying about it or something.
Oh yeah. So I guess it was more for the porn of children.
It was manga, I think. Was that like you can't have lollies and mangas anymore?
Yeah. A lot of people thought that Goblin one was going to get taken down. It's okay, Grandpa. Take your time. Fuck you, Kamoji.
Slander, false accusations, people doxing me, sending me stuff in the mail, all sorts of horrific stuff for my stances on fictional content. So, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to bow down and bend the knee. I'm going to just straight up get into what needs to be said.
This has nothing to do with Chibi's argument or talking points, but I can't fucking stand this martyrdom attitude he projects. Like he's the only one willing to stand up for the little guy and wants everyone to know.
I'm gonna get tons of hate, guys, but someone had to say it.
Yes, thank you, Chibi, for standing up for those who jerk off to cartoon children. Clearly this marginalized
JT voice.
Yeah. I also love how Chibi is wearing a DBZ shirt, trying to strawman his critics as saying you're a PDF file if you like Dragon Ball Z.
This group needs to be protected.
What really shocks
there's a
me is that an
reason- There's a reason Toriyama moved away from all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He grew up. There's like, the only study I could ever find into this is like the costs of Lolicon, Japan's, I don't even know if this word is censored, but edophilia trade, we'll just rhyme with it. And, the conclusion was, the sexualization of minors is prevalent in various forms of Japanese media, historically, culturally prevalent as well.
They didn't have I think it was 2019 or something. They increased their age thingy.
Yeah.
Their age of consent to 16.
Yeah.
It used to be 13.
It was down to the states, but the federal law came in. I can't remember when that was, but yeah. But the culture is consumed and exported as one of Japan's most lucrative products. Despite the Japanese government being aware of the normalization, it does little to prevent, as it benefits the Japanese economy.
It's a tough topic because, like, it's rooted in the culture, and it's...
Yeah. Now, this is the biggest point because people go, oh, my fiction. While some may argue this culture is not a point of concern since it does not involve real children, research has also proven this to be untrue. Rates of real child abuse, including that stuff.
Some mangekas, too. Some very, very famous mangekas.
Yeah, including...
pedos.
Yeah, exactly. Including real, like, child...
stuff,
and trafficking in Japan are some of the highest in the developed world. Some of the highest in the developed world, and it's because, you know, it's so prevalent over there because of it. It's one of the biggest criticizing points you could have for Japanese culture. So to say like, oh, my fiction, like, no, this has an effect.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, we criticize our own here all the time, the U.S., for our culture, and like we get criticized for it too. So I don't get why there's this extreme push to, like, anybody who says it on Twitter lately, you're gonna call it all sorts of, like, you saw. It's funny. Did you see? Oh, what was his name? He's the Forbes reviewer. I'm having a brain fart. Forbes reviewer. He likes this.
I'm saving this document. I'm gonna start throwing this in people's faces. No.
He talked about Stellar Blade's player base being like 80% Chinese or Korean.
Oh, it was.
And like they called him racist for it.
I remember finding like statistics on it, and I can't find them anymore. I should have saved.
Well, he got called racist for that because how dare he even insinuate?
Yeah. Well, normally when you see like a video game come out, Japan, or not Japan, the U.S. and the Chinese market would usually be the same. But when Stellar Blade came out, it was like 80% Chinese or something like that, and much lower in the U.S., which was strange. But anyway, that's a little off topic. Here's the thing. Like, this matches with the thing I've already said. Like, if a straight man watches porn, it's not going to make him not want to have sex, but he still wants to have sex because, you know, things are there. The sexual urges are the same thing to me when it comes to a pedophile. If you're jerking off to a cartoon of a child, you have a sexual attraction to children. And while I don't believe in burning you if you haven't done anything, the chances that you don't like real life kids is, to me, next to none.
Chibi himself, Walmart didn't, though.
And the thing is, right,
Nazmir, so
thank you. Schlep here very distinctly uses the words lolicon, right? This is different. They try to like muddy the waters with lolly versus lolicon, and then when people say lolly, they're like, actually, don't you mean lolicon? You know, all that bullshit. But with lolicon, it is the actual for that purpose, right? Of pornography, and this is the thing, right? Is like there was like a little meme going around back in the day where it was like a animated, you know, anime girl dancing to military stuff where they like edited it in with like, watch my 9mm go bang. Some people will know, and like stuff like that is like, yeah, that's fine. There's no issues whatsoever. I'll send you the links so you can see what I mean, right? Stuff like that, no one's got a problem with. It's specifically for the express purpose of sexual gratification. And that is a problem, especially when you link it to the study that shows that this has a cultural history and significance with real-world child exploitation. That's where this whole thing stemmed from, right? It's not... you know, Lolicon caused this. There is so much of this that it fed into a demand for Lolicon within the culture. Yeah. And if you're like so obsessed with bringing it here and so obsessed with defending it, I think you are an extremely suspect individual. And Wargaming Dad is a woke liberal.
Yeah.
But I think you should have your hard drive checked, you know? And you should be under extreme scrutiny.
Yeah, I agree on those things because like it doesn't fit even with the Western ideals of stuff. Like one of the arguments I saw someone making was, well, lollies have like big eyes and big heads and they're disproportioned to look like humans. And I was like, well, no, that's exactly what we did in the West too. Babies and children are generally given big eyes for innocence as well as their heads are usually disproportionate to the body. Think back to even like Looney Tunes, the baby involved in Looney Tunes, and then like subverting that in Roger Rabbit, where he's not innocent, right? He's a womanizer, the baby there. So
yeah, exactly. And like on the opposite end, right? The counter to that is the adult women are also extremely like in anime, extremely accentuated in terms of their proportions and stuff. Nami from One Piece can give you an
Oh
example.
my god, not Nami.
Yeah, Nami from One Piece, right? Where she's just insanely proportioned. Yeah, insanely proportioned, right? But that's still meant to depict an adult woman.
yeah, right, exactly. That's kind of where it comes from. Let's keep going.
Individual that has their entire career based around being a predator catcher is someone that cannot separate fiction from reality. That is what really blew me away when I saw this post today, and the amount of damage that this post and this individual is going to cause to actual real people and victims out there and allow criminals to actually get away.
What? Yes, apparently claiming that Lolicon enthusiasts are pedophiles is actually damaging to victims of CSAM and actually helps criminals get away. I'm very curious what he has to offer later on in the video to back up this stance.
He also responded to me twice before I even uploaded this video, and instead of even countering the points I made, he decided to go straight into slandering me, bringing up my personal life that's completely irrelevant to the topic at hand.
So, Schlep made fun of your fiance.
Yes, people on the internet will make fun of you. That's just kind of part of it, right?
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate for you. That's the common joke for you now.
This is the best response to someone like Chibi Reviews, who's sea lioning, right? Sea lioning is like this, debate me, bro, debate me, who will like engage in endless sophistry and arguing in circles to the point where you just give up, and then they claim victory, right? So this is the best response. It's like, you got cucked, lol. So shut up, Chibi.
Shut up.
But then to insinuate a guy who catches predators is a bad guy is wild.
Chibi can't complain about people bringing that up. Like, why would he even share this with the internet? I agree. If you don't want to be made fun of, don't put that stuff on the internet.
I mean, I think he does, because like at this point, you know, I figured he'd be more internet savvy.
Yeah, right. Well, no,
he keeps somehow getting worse.
Well, he's a local. He has to say something. He has to jump in on it. He can't say no. I think that's like one of the big takes of, or one of the big takes of being a local is you just have to say
For
something.
Tonga?
After internet. Was Furtonga cucked? I never knew about that. But I don't watch much of Furtonga. If he put that online for everyone to see, that's funny too. There's mean people in the internet. Shocker.
Cucking you because you're into Lolicon, and you respond by saying,
"Actually, my wife was also attracted to cartoon children."
Oh yeah, that.
And so let's just get right into this.
Like, what a cop that. I got you, bro.
So first off,
But
let's
it kind of
address
feels worse to me somehow.
Yeah.
Just because. Oh god. I really want to know Chibi's opinion on Boku no Pico now.
the elephant in the room, which is what Schlep is talking about. He's talking about how lollies.
I don't know what that is, but
you don't. Oh my god! I'm about to do the meme. Don't look it up.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's
Don't look up Boku no Pico. Don't look it up.
Furtanga got cucked by his brother. His friends all knew about it and didn't tell him for a whole year. Holy shit!
See, that's fucked up.
Oh, that is fucked up. That is fucked up, but it's funny. It's funny. 4chan hood classic.
Are basically, if you like lollies, you defend lollies, you're a PDF. That's what he is pretty much saying in this post.
No, he associated Lolicon with pedophilia,
There we go. This guy
not
knows.
lolly. One refers to characters that look like children, and the other sexualizes those same characters. I'm having a hard time believing you'd mix up the two, considering you're someone who looks at this shit every day, so I'm going to have to assume you're deceptively trying to downplay Schlep.
You gotta remember, Chibi's also into incest and a lot of other degenerate shit like that, so it doesn't surprise me.
He's into all the hardcore.
Well, it's again like I can read this guy like a fucking book. I said before he even did it, or Diesel brought it up in the video, that they do this to purposely muddy the waters and make and confuse the argument when it's like mixing lolicon and lolly together, interchangeably to what's expedient. They're they're slimy little gits, right? So just based on the fact of how slimy and weaselly they argue all the time and try to be so deceptive is kind of proof to me that these guys are, actual pedophiles in a sense, like,
Yeah. I mean, it's trying to make it look like why are you fighting so hard for this to not be if there's not something else behind it? Like, this isn't that bad. This isn't that bad.
Yeah, why are you so deceptively trying to do it?
Hardcore
really,
kink.
Simon?
It's like this is something that's not softcore.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's see, what kind of audience does Chibi have? Like, does he have kids watching him? Is he okay with kids watching him?
Probably.
I mean, I wouldn't let.
Probably.
I wouldn't.
Like, he's exposing children to the concept of, hey, there's cartoon porns of us.
8 years ago, Chibi Reviews made a video called Watch Boku no Pico or Walk Over Hot Coals for Miles.
Are you joking?
Chibi Reviews needs to watch Boku no Pico.
Actually, I'm gonna be real here. If you watch that, liked it, you are a pedophile. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. That is a pedo anime. It's literally a pedo anime.
My ass off. Imagine Wargaming Dad asking him to see something funny on the phone, and it's fucking Chibi talking about my kids. I would, I would be forced to beat them within an inch of their life. Chibi vlog 51K, Boku no Pico fan mail, and update on upcoming reviews. Why did you make me look that
Please
up?
don't ever actually look it up. But it's a great example of like, it's an example of where lollipop
issue with this material,
and this is scary limit.
Yeah.
In this tweet, he's not saying if you simply like lolly characters, you're a pedophile. He's saying if you're attracted to art that sexually depicts fictional children, you're a pedophile. And now, if Schlep does believe lolly characters themselves are an issue, then Chibi needs to provide evidence of that being the case. Anyways, Chibi goes over Schlep editing the tweets we covered already, and how this edit could come off as conflating CSAM with Lolicon.
I don't think I need to really explain why this is bad, but it obviously is very disingenuous in trying.
The idea that, like, I don't think I have to explain, like, this is just normal. This is just normal. What Chibi Reviews needs to do is get, like, a picture of a, like, Lolicon, like a big one, and get one of those.
I need him to sit down and explain what he likes about the art.
No. I want him to go to the middle of New York.
In detail. They never do it.
I want him to go
just
to the middle of New York.
Just sit down and explain.
In
the middle of New York.
Yeah, with one of those signs that's like front and back that you see on the side of the road. That Mel Gibson and what was the movie that Mel Gibson wore? And I want it to be like a sexualized lolicon with a sign that says, I like to jerk off to this, and see how that ends.
Trying to basically make a molehill into a mountain, or trying to make something look worse than it actually is. Pretty much saying that, Basically, nobody would care if it was a drawing, but the fact that he removed that wording of anime from it, it makes people tune in more to what he's saying and believe what he's saying is actually talking about real victims and real people that are actually getting harmed.
This might be the only semi-decent point Chibi makes if we assume that's Schlepp's position, but trust me, it's all downhill from here. We're about to enter a realm of delusion like we've never seen before. Remember when Chibi made the notion that claiming Lolicon is pedophilia can resort to real victims being harmed and actually serves to help criminals? Well, now we get to finally hear his brilliant logic.
You are a police officer in, you know, the office at the county sheriff office or whatever, and you only have a certain amount of officers. Let's say there's 30 or 50 officers within the police office. You receive a call that apparently someone is harming someone, and you take this call, you take it very seriously because it's your job. So you go and investigate, and when you go and investigate whatever's going on, you come to find out it's actually just a drawing. It's a pixel on the screen, it's nothing. There's nobody being hurt, no victims, nothing. It is just entirely a drawing on the screen. And I don't think I really need to outline why this is a problem, but all this does is it stalls police from being able to actually catch real criminals and help victims be able to recover.
Not losing that much time.
This funny. He's basically saying like someone would call the police on someone playing Grand Theft Auto and it's wasting time. When
and that's
in
still
reality,
not the argument. It's just people calling you a pedophile is different than actually being a committer.
Yeah, where is Schlepp using police resources right now to get you?
Right,
Chibi.
right.
You're just calling your name.
Yeah, and oh my god, man, like this guy is such a dog shit orator. Like he has to bring up these like ridiculous, like hypothetical scenarios that would never happen in a million years when people make those arguments against him. Whereas I can bring an actual university study and make connect the parallels with Japanese culture and with Lolicon and how it has this historical context and how it has affected Japan's issues with child sexual exploitation. He has, well, imagine if someone called the police on you when you were playing GTA. What a waste of police time, right? That's all he has. It's so like hydrogen bomb coffin baby, you know, with these Lolicon defenders.
Mm-hmm. So even Sensitive Society clowned on Chibi recently. Yeah, that's a surprise to me too, because he's usually in, you know, little podcasts together with Tectone and Chibi. So that's actually maybe growing a little bit of balls.
It really just actually overloads.
Japan's birth rate is also far below replacement level. Wonder what they're coping with.
The system, and it causes a limited amount of resources to be used for false calls. That's pretty much what happens in this case with people that can't separate fiction from reality.
Within this incredibly hyperbolic situation, we have a police force that is both understaffed and simultaneously swamped with Lolicon reports to the point that all of the child abuse stuff is being overlooked and not given priority. And this is apparently why anti-Lolicon is indirectly responsible for victims of CSAM being harmed. This is easily one of the biggest fucking reaches I've ever heard in my life. You're telling me there's this influx of Lolicon reports that
I agree, Simon. Let them fight.
It's interfering with child abuse cases. Yeah, I think I would like to see some evidence of that if you don't mind. Or if this is simply just supposed to be a hypothetical, I don't find it believable at all. You think people jerking off to cartoon children are the problem? Well, take a look in the mirror, buddy. Another issue I have with Chibi's video, besides defending this...
No shit, Kimoji. What? Hold on. We gotta look at. We got breaking news, people. Breaking fucking news. How we spell all this?
Oh, he's streaming right now.
Is he?
Oh no, he's not. He's not.
What?
I don't think he is.
Oh yeah, there it is. This channel cannot stream at this time due to violations of Twitch community standards. Asmongold down. Asmongold down.
That's the Zakra profile, which is banned. Asmongold, his Asmongold one is still up.
I thought
But yeah,
Zakra.
you got
Yeah,
banned.
Zakra is the one he's been streaming on, though, right?
Been streaming, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
So he's got like a ban evasion, get him for ban evasion. No,
No.
but yeah, honest to God, right? People are going to freak out over this. He needs to be, because the way he talks about like, you know, victims of war and just dehumanizes people. I'm sorry, but it's against the community for guidelines, man.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I doubt that it'll be permanent. Like I said, he'll probably be back tomorrow, or like they did before, it'll be out for a week. He doesn't run ads on that channel though, so it's not like they're making money off of him. If they are, it's off of bits and things like that. Excuse me. Only permanent ban I think I've ever seen was Destiny. Yeah, I think so. So we'll see. But yeah, his takes on just about all of that is fucking brain dead, and one of the few things on the internet that pisses me off. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun news. Let's get back to Lollipedos.
Grotesque shit is his relentless pussyfooting for the bystanders of this discussion. What I mean is that in a way to defend himself, Chibi admits in his video, yeah, I understand if you think Lolicon is a little bit weird and it's not your thing, and that's understandable.
Now, I do want to talk about something that does need to be acknowledged, and that is lolly in general. Now, look, I'm just gonna outright say it. If you find lollies and stuff weird, completely fine. I think there is nothing wrong with someone thinking it's weird, bizarre, whatever, you don't want to associate with people like that. Fine, that's completely fine. It's well within your right to do that.
But right after, he'll remind his viewers that some people believe Lolicon is just as bad as CSAM, in a way to distract viewers from him downplaying Lolicon.
However, you cross a line when you start calling people accusations that aren't true. For instance, you calling them a PDF, or you start comparing a drawing or a pixel to an actual living, breathing human.
The reason why Lolicon enjoyers, like Chibi, feel comfortable sharing their love for anime children is because they believe since it isn't a real child, then it must be automatically acceptable, as if something not automatically being CSAM is the only criteria we should be worried about, because if it's not...
Well, that's another argument they like to use. It's like, it's legal. It's legal. I was in a little thread going back and forth with some people. One of them was this Pixie person who has a doc out saying that they're a pedophile. And then Parlo came in because I had mentioned his name about it. And how was his argument? Well, I was legally, exonerated of, those charges. And I was like, well, yeah, but that doesn't mean you're not a pedophile. It just means you're a pedophile that didn't get caught.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't try and put pedophilia as a crime. It's not. Pedophilia in itself, liking children sexually in itself, is not a crime. It's when you act on those ideas that it becomes a crime. You can still be a pedophile and not be in jail.
Not a real kid, then what's the problem? Now, as I said, CSAM is objectively worse than Lolicon because actual children are harmed by CSAM. If you claim both are on the same level, then you are being completely disingenuous. However, when people like myself claim that individuals who find cartoon children sexy are degenerate freaks, the only defense I ever see is,
well, at least it's not real sexualized children.
As if there isn't any discussion that could be made somewhere in the middle. Cool, it's not a real kid, thank God. However, just jumping to that one extreme every time and acting like it's the end-all be-all of this discussion is also extremely disingenuous. Like, I can still say you jerking off to a drawing that is meant to look like a kid makes you a degenerate fucking freak, especially when you share that shit on your large platform to praise it. You are admitting that you are attracted to traits that are associated with children.
Yeah, well, at least it's not a real child.
That's not the discussion. You are attracted to attributes associated with little kids. And defending this by claiming it's just a drawing doesn't mean your sexual preferences are fake. Believing CSAM...
I mean, he's kind of cooking with like things that I have said. You're still like people make the argument, oh well, this, and that. Well, you're still jerking off to a picture of a child.
Like, I think I'm glad that he's never done it.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's like, you know, I've seen him talk about indoctrinating and media and the mind virus, etc., etc. And I'm just like, how does this not fall into the same thing? It just is this not the mind virus to get you attracted to drawings of underage things?
Yeah, like if you know, spamming LGBTQ or DEI, I'm using their terminology.
That's
their
what I hate.
Gender is like attempted to brainwash the masses into accepting it. Then what is spamming people with drawn depictions like this?
And then constantly these like hour-long sessions of defending it, and it's like, are you not just trying to convince people this is normal when it's not normal? It's not meant to be normal. I don't even think the most staunch defenders of it want it to be normal.
No, yeah, and that's the whole thing. It's like MAPS trying to come out and, well, create the term MAP, minor attracted person.
And then
like
they
that's gonna
adopted too.
normalize
I've
it.
caught them trying to normalize it too, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. So
You're like, oh, look at
fucking
these guys, these new people named Maps. I'm like, no, you're undermining the whole purpose of it.
Yeah. All of this drama could be solved by the true and tested method of, if they start by calling you a pedophile, just call them a slur and move on.
Basically, like he's done like a billion videos on the same defense thing, and it's like, dude, just you continue to do what you do and block them because you do that. Don't, but he loves blocking them, and then he'll talk about you.
Well, he also
Or talk
looks
about
at
it.
his blocks. Like he pushes that message that says that, like, this person is blocked by you. Do you want to view the message? He can't help himself.
Him is way worse than Lolicon, and
yeah,
believing that people who are attracted to Lolicon are fucked up in the head is not mutually exclusive.
Most of the time when people are this adamant about lolly content that are basically saying it is the equivalent of actual real people, most of the time from what I have seen, they turn out to be some form of, like, a problem or a criminal themselves, or they have skeletons in the closet.
Okay, so now we're just insinuating that Schlepp is a pedophile because he said Lolicon is pedophilia? Crazy leap past the bounds of logic, but reaching for a shit talking point isn't anything new for this video.
I feel like Schlepp should be really ashamed of himself for even making a post like this. Once again, if he wanted to call lollies and stuff weird, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. That is completely fine.
Going back to this admittance of, yeah, lolly is weird, and I understand why people don't like it, even though we're talking about Lolicon, which is the sexualization of lollies, and not just lollies themselves, but I digress. Chibi titles the video, "Lolicons are weird," in quotes, as if he's mocking people who say this. And to be fair, being attracted to cartoon children is not just a little bit weird or a situation of, I personally don't like that, it's kind of strange, but you do you. No, this is past the realms of just being weird. You are a creep if—
Yeah, this is not something that's going to be accepted amongst most groups, right? If I were to, like, take Lolicon to my friends group, they're not gonna, like, oh, you do you, bud, right? They're probably gonna call me a pedophile.
Right. It's weird. It's kind of nothing else there to it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same crappy defenses. One of the other defenses is like, with what Grizzle said, like, explain to me what you like about it that isn't like purely pedophilic in that sense. And they always come back with the same thing, which is it's cute. I just think it's cute, which is, even just saying that is fucking gross. But what's interesting to me, right, is there was an actual pedophile who was like a Darkside Phil supporter that got called out by Metica, and he's like, do you want to explain to me why, you know, you admitted to searching up real life nude children in bathtubs? And do you know what his defense was? It was cute. I just thought it was cute.
It's
Eerily
cute
similar.
funny.
Eerily similar. Interesting.
What a
That's
surprise.
It's not a
Drawings of little girls cause you to pop a boner. End of
Devil's advocate. The what do you like about this question always has a expected question.
expected answer, I think he means.
Expected
But
answer is what he means.
well, aside from the well, yeah, because like the expected answer is absolutely yeah. They're attracted to this on that level because why else? You know, why else?
Why
would you be?
else?
I
Yeah,
feel like it's
in
minimum
Lolicon
Chibi needs to
specifically.
answer.
In Lolicon specifically.
It's a question that is engineered for you to lose. I see what you're saying on that, and I can see the point of it. But it still kind of makes them try and find some way. Like, if there's nothing bad about it, if you can, you know, find like something that isn't degenerate, so tell us what it is. Like they say, they're gonna say, always say it's cute. Well, like, what else about it besides it's quote unquote cute? Because if it's just cute, you're just looking at lolly. Why does it have to be sexualized?
Yeah, like
Maybe
if I give you
into other questions.
if we go on a little bit of a tangent here, not that much, right? But in the DMs, I sent you just under the Meat Canyon link. I've sent you another one,
Let's take a look here.
another video we can watch just for a second. It's a quick short.
This one.
There you go. That's what you need to see, right? Why do I like that? I think it's funny because the juxtaposition of a dancing anime girl next to military equipment and rap music is a funny contrast. Easy,
Yes.
easy. I can explain it right there. I don't have to, you know, I'm not coping with, it's cute. I just think it's cute and clinging on to that and nothing else.
True.
Exactly.
Boom. It's cute and funny. That's all I gotta say. Cute.
It's cute and funny. But I just need Chibi to like deep dive into it. That's all.
Well, that's the thing is they don't want to deep dive into it, so you have to go trying to pull questions out of them to get it there. That's the Lolly God Requiem character. Is that
I have
who that
no idea
is?
the context, the rest of
Yeah.
the context. I just saw, like, I just remember that was a trend for a bit, and I was like, something like that is, in that specific context, is acceptable. If you pull out, like, oh, well, actually, on Rule 44, I found it. It's like, I don't know anything about that. I'm just using that one particular example.
That's the Lolly God. That's funny.
story. I'm not gonna pretend this should be socially acceptable or should be normalized. People like Chibi aren't just doing this behind closed doors. They're loud and proud about their sexual desire for.
Ah, I tried. I'm just gonna give up on it. Sad face.
What happened?
I tried to play Crimson
For
Desert.
cartoon little girls. It's not about Lolicon being used to control their deviant urges, but to normalize it. Why do you feel the need to post images of sexualized cartoon children if not to make it more acceptable in the eyes of others? I really don't know why Chibi thought making a Lolicon defense video was at all necessary.
Yeah, I'll
like,
try
sure,
that,
debunking Schlepp for
Kanoji.
possibly conflating C-Sam and Lolicon makes sense, but if Chibi's video just focused on that talking point, then I wouldn't be making my video. That distinction is worth bringing up. But again, it's this constant downplay of Lolicon. Sure, it's not real children, but it's still vile and deserves to be shamed, especially when you keep parading it around. Chibi isn't the only one who's loud and proud about his Lolicon obsession. I've
this
seen
is the
people write
guy.
a whole-ass college thesis-length essay on why it's okay for them to jerk off to prepubescent characters. This shit is spreading like a sulfuric-smelling wildfire of depravity.
I will say, I will always have the stance to protect fictional content. I have been very adamant about this for a very long time, and no amount of death threats, doxings, people trying to scare me off
I'm the hero.
You got the violin now.
Yeah,
You got the
everyone's
violin.
coming at me.
the internet, slandering my name, false accusations, whatever, nothing along that lines is going to make me stop talking about what I believe in and how people have a right to express themselves in art, and also within literature.
Alright, so it's obvious Chibi is attempting to present his altruistic motive of defending Lolicon from a more free speech angle, sort of like an anything goes type of talking point. He also tried to make this apparent on his Twitter account several times. Please like this video and share this post. I'm about to trigger a lot of antis for defending Lolly in this video. I fight for freedom of expression within artwork and won't bend the knee on this. If you think this drawing is real, take your medication, pal. Let it be known, I'd have way more sponsorships, make more money, deemed less problematic, and overall wouldn't get harassed as badly if I said, liking lollies means you're a PDF, aka a corpo shill, seeking clout online. However,
yeah, corpo shill.
What?
If you don't like Lolicon, you're a corpo shill.
What does that even mean?
Shut up, dude.
It's just buzzwords.
Stand my ground on freedom of expression within artwork, writing, and games. They have tried to run me off the internet for not kneeling, and I refuse to bow to those that will mock me when I die.
Dude, he's
why do these people? Why do all these fucking dysgenic freaks, Smash JT, Grums, Chibi reviews, why do they all talk like they're fucking LARPing in a 40k novel? Like, hold the shield war. The Battle Brothers refuse to falter and bend the knee against the horse. Like, speak like a normal person. This is why so many people are fucking fed up with these weirdos. It's just they cannot like relate to and talk to people on a like normal casual level. They have to like LARP and do all this weird shit along with the terrible arguments of defending Lolicon, along with, you know, berating, you know, woke for 7 years. They're just such boring weirdo people, man.
Yeah, they are. Well, some of them, like I can tell you from Smash JT's side of it, because I'm the A-log of Smash JT. He has said like openly on stream that he gets so many likes and so many people being positive for him, so he knows he's doing the right thing. What he also mentioned that he wants his son to watch his videos when he grows up and say, "Dad, you saved gaming." Like, he is truly delusional in that sense. Who the hell says bend the knee in a day-to-day conversation? What do you mean? I do that all the times. I go over to my friend's house and I was like, "You will bend the knee." We're playing D&D, but
yeah. Is it Kameji or Kamiji? How do you pronounce his name?
I call him Kamoji.
Kamoji?
Yeah.
Get white people angry and they start talking like Sasuke, you cheater. That's so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's called Sephiroth posting.
Sephiroth, yeah, dude. They're just like, you have invoked my wrath, and you will feel the pain from my ultimate attack. Like, why do you talk like? Stop, cut it out.
There are people who have not adapted their lingo to the modern century.
Right.
It's like how you see Grums still say "awesome sauce" and shit. I'm like, why?
I mean, okay, hold on. I've got some old terms that I use, right?
I have a few too, but there's some that you let go. But there are some that you just let go. Like,
it's bad Final Fantasy tactics.
I still use epic.
Dialogue.
I still say epic, or things are epic.
I call everyone bud.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing. But Wargaming Dad After Dark with the bending of the knee.
Wow. Fictional content. Oh my god. But when you take a look at his other Twitter posts, you'll find that maybe the reason why Chibi is so adamant about defending this material is because it's most likely part of his wank folder. Here's one of him calling this art peak. A blushing little cartoon girl in a skimpy outfit. Here we have one where he creams his pants because of a panty shot from this little kid character. This one's probably my favorite though. Someone made a statement that instead of gooning to the 10-year-old version of Gwen from Ben 10, we should goon to the adult version. Chibi then responds by saying he prefers blowing a load to the little kid version. What makes you more attracted to the 10-year-old version than the adult?
That one I'll never get. Like, people draw that still to this day, and like, I don't get it. What my theory is that like they really had a crush on her when they were 10, but then they never like let that go.
Yeah, I mean, everybody when they're in their like teens may have a crush on a fictional character, whether it's a real life fictional character or a cartoon, right? That can happen. Topanga was like my crush growing up from Boy Meets World, but there's a point where you can't look at the
Let it
old
go.
material and still think, oh, that's the stuff right there. Now you would look like
I don't get. Gwen is 10 years old in that cartoon, and I'll never get it. Why people are really into that depiction.
Like, you know,
You get there are whole
girl at school, but I don't, you know, still think about her as she was. Like, Jesus Christ.
Right. I mean, Topanga now is even still hot, so.
Yeah, Raven's depiction is crazy popular. But even nowadays, people kind of adultify that, you know, in their own ways. At least from being someone who's in that side of the community for not safe for work content. Blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
I know that stuff.
The comics and stuff. They aged up Raven eventually, and the Teen Titans when they reached adulthood and all that kind of stuff. Big one, the Hex Girls. They were probably like what?
I would never have thought that they were even underage.
Yeah. So. Yeah, just wait. I don't know. Carry on. I lost my train.
It's all right. We'll keep
People are going this hard after, let's say, lolly content. Why aren't they going hard after Game of Thrones? There's some very crazy stuff in Game of Thrones.
You're supposed to be disgusted by that.
One, it's depicted in a negative light. It's not meant for. It's not express purposes for sexual gratification, and this is where This is the one that. What about the fiction, my fiction, and all this? Right? We can use Game of Thrones. We can use Grand Theft Auto. We could use One Punch Man. Right? What you get from that is not the satisfaction of like. It emulates violence, but it lights up a dopamine receptor in the sense of like. You are being rewarded with a certain character being defeated, or you are doing the objective in the game, or in Game of Thrones sense, it's the absolute opposite. It's an opposite intent. It's not meant to light up your dopamine receptor. It's meant to make you feel bad and terrible, so that you can hope that this character gets their comeuppance, right? Yeah. And the one I sent to you, Wargaming Dad, was pictures, right? Fictional. They're fictional drawings, not so much pixels on a screen, but pencil lead on a piece of paper of James Bulger. We'll get to what he did, but he would draw violent murdering all the time, right? Oh, just like GTA. It's exactly like GTA. Well, James Bulger went on to murder a child when he was a child as well, and abuse the corpse.
No.
So we can determine that there is different and separate intents when it comes to different and separate types of fiction. Mm-hmm. Chibi, I was going to call him the R word, but I don't. You can say it, Wargaming Dad, but I won't.
Okay, Chibi, you retard.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, it gets to that thing where we cross the line. There's been tons of studies on video games and violent media that shows like the vast majority of people aren't affected by it. Like you don't play Grand Theft Auto and decide you want to go steal a car and run people over. But there are people who are already fucked up in the head, like the guy you mentioned, where there are signs around it. You know, they play those. They'll play. You go into the guys from the Columbine massacre. They didn't play Doom for the way other people would play it, right? They were getting gratification out of it, thinking it was real, things like that. It's a different situation. Obviously there's been studies on this lolly stuff where it's not the same as doing it, because one is not, you're not playing for that dopamine enjoyment, you're playing for sexual gratification, or you're jerking it for sexual gratification, which is two different things, right? Not to mention the stuff that already happens to your brain when you consume porn just naturally, but now you're consuming more and more degenerate porn. The idea that the more you jerk off to degenerate stuff, the more you have to up the ante to get that same pleasure you were getting before.
Yeah. So Collective Retro says he wants to hop on. Do you want me to bring him in?
Yeah, we can bring him in.
Yeah, bring him in. Here you go. Hello.
How's it going?
How's it going, buddy?
It's a nice Monday night. I just wanted to kind of weigh in on something really quick because this is a fascinating conversation. In particular, when it comes to like what people are consuming and what they're exposed to and things like that, I'm pretty much like, I think I might have hit like every box for what people would say is like the potential for a quote school shooter growing up. Because I played violent video games, I watched horror movies, I listened to KMFDM and Nine Inch Nails. I didn't listen to Marilyn Manson because that's just gross. But I listened to like everything that everybody said was bad. And no, I've never done anything like that. It depends on what it really boils down to is that somebody takes you aside and says, hey, listen, this shit's real. And anybody that does something like that is absolutely disgusting. As far as like the Chibi thing goes, that is beyond fucking weird. And coming from these people who say that they're defending children from people with pronouns and people that like change their gender and things like that. I don't know if you can use the word without getting in trouble with YouTube. So I kind of, moved over that. But the whole thing is like, these guys all talk about how they're trying, leave the children alone, but they're watching animated children and obviously getting their jollies from it. It's kind of like I said above too, where it's like, these are the ones that are screaming about slop in gaming and that this is why gaming is going downhill. Meanwhile, the profile pics are shitty AI.
Shitty AI women, usually.
And what's this about how, well, what's the one person they were just on the panel? What do you call it? The Last Supper of fucking stupidity. Starring Craig Sting. Two of them were dudes with fucking female VTuber things, but they cry about, oh well, you're never going to be a woman. So they can pretend to be women VTubers while having balls deep voices, but somebody really wants to like change something about them to make like for whatever the reason is, and that's terrible, and that's ruining video games, and that's ruining media. It's just the hypocrisy is through the roof.
Well, it's not about like the truth. It's not about having a consistent message with.
No, there's no truth.
So
it's amazing how they get away with any of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because the internet doesn't care. I mean, we have people who get caught being pedophiles and they just stream through it and nothing ever happens, right? So
of course, and it's what I like to call the no shame era of YouTube, where fuck having talent, fuck having passion. Let's feed something into an AI script that we got off of someone else's post. We know who does that. Let's have, instead of like putting a photo up of like a system that we own or a video game that we own, let's just type something in and have an AI profile picture that definitely does not look like us.
Yeah. I like this one. Mike had a good
one.
Oh
my God, I'm gonna go ballistic.
As a little kid, when the Harry Potter movies started coming out, they were like complaining about kids jumping out of windows on their brooms. Yeah, I remember hearing that on like the news or something like that. Asmongold was banned on Twitch for a week. That's about what I expected, right? That's about what I expected.
Yeah, and I mean, look at that sort of shit. These guys that hate. These guys that we're all like kind of ragging on right now, they're all supposed to be real men. They're supposed to be the ones that have their shit together. Once again, though, shitty profile pictures, no skill at editing, no skill at graphic design, no skill at writing scripts, no skill at talking, no skill at putting together constructive thoughts. And then you've got Asmongold, who looks like the Crypt Keeper with cockroaches. Would you want to listen to a man who had cockroaches climbing on him? Would you want to listen to a man who has a sink like that?
We used a dead rat as his alarm clock because the sun would cook it and he would wake up.
Yeah.
Also, he.
I hope to God that's not true.
It is true. It's how he told that story. Angry Canadian says it's all smoke and mirrors. Yeah, I remember.
It is. It's all bullshit.
Mini Lad, but I think people just got tired of it. Like there was a point in history of YouTube that while I wasn't a part of, I remember watching videos about and things like that where people would just call someone a pedophile online, and it would not be true, right? But people would jump on the bandwagon and just go brigading and everything else because someone said that they were a pedophile. You think about like Keemstar just saying shit out there, and I think that led to people realizing that, hey, not everyone who calls somebody a pedophile, that person's not always a pedophile, but it's gone so far that they don't think anyone who gets called a pedophile, even with evidence, is a pedophile.
I want to scream, by the way.
Why?
Grums. It's too off topic. Remember how I was talking about the Overwatch thing?
Mm-hmm.
So he painted a tweet saying the voice actor led a campaign to make her unattractive and challenge beauty standards, so Blizzard made her hotter. Like, what? Is that what happened? She literally congratulated. I posted it in chat. I'm just like, you're just lying now.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
As far as the verbiage goes, too, before I forget, the verbiage, I say awesome sauce all the time, too, but I'm not a creep like that.
Or are you? Anyway, let's keep going.
That have actual characters that are technically not 18 plus within it. But for some reason, that is completely fine because you want to know why? It's popular. It's a big series. People accept it.
No, it's because there's a difference between portraying and acknowledging taboo subjects in fiction and actively idolizing it. You merely state that Game of Thrones...
That's a good way to put it. Like, yeah, there's a difference between positively attributing it to, your sexual gratification and a show using it as a storyteller for something that is bad.
Includes subject matter that involves sexual themes and underage characters. Not that they're glorifying it, but what do you honestly believe George Martin's intent was when including this material in his books? Was it to arouse his readers with this material, or to merely present dark themes and display how harsh of a world Westeros is?
Well, I don't think intent matters.
It absolutely does fucking matter. You include this type of material as long as the intent is to make the audience feel disgust or to educate. Also, as far as I know, there isn't a group of smelly chuds online bragging about which underage Game of Thrones character they jerk off to, like you do every week with a 10-year-old character from Ben 10.
I'm just gonna say it like it is, guys. I would make a lot more money, and I would have a lot more sponsorships if I straight up just said Lolly is bad. I would. I'm just gonna be blunt. I would make so much more money, and I would be I would be deemed less problematic to work with or anyone to talk with me if I just straight up went against it.
Yes, problematic's the word.
Wait, so when you don't have an outlandish, degenerate ass cheeks take, more people are willing to like you? No shit. Next you'll tell me that someone like Hassan would garner more.
I don't know what Chibi's net worth is. I know he's probably not doing as well as he was during the beginning of his career. His view count to what he has as subscribers is incredibly low.
More fans if you didn't endorse terrorism. Terrorists are bad. Anyways, this video is fucking ass, and it smells like ass. Even Chibi's tweets prior to this video dropped a few hints this response would be filled with weak talking points. If we use Schlep and other people's logic, basically, if you play GTA, that means you're a murderer. What a ridiculous comparison. One triggers sexual impulses and arousal, the other does not. Lolicon is made to arouse consumers. Violence in video games is meant to be entertainment and nothing else. There is a level of detachment to over-the-top.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, and this is, you know, we've had violent media for as long as stories have been told, right? Fuck, there's so many old
Cain and Abel
myths, Cain and Abel, all the way back. So it's just a
so anybody who reads the Bible is going to bash their brother's brains in with a rock,
or already has.
Violence.
Plus, we're going to start.
Humans are able to.
Plus, we're going to start talking to snakes, and we'll take our kids up into the mountains and kill them. You know, the devil will come up when we're like hiking, and tell us to jump off.
That's right.
To distinguish between reality and fiction. There is zero detachment to what arouses you.
But GTA has sexual themes.
Yeah, and they involve adults, not children. This is why we don't have games like Call of Rape.
And sexual things in media. Sexual things in
hot
media
coffee
too,
mod.
While they are like made to arouse, they're usually it's usually the sex sells stuff, right? It's you're not, unless you're a complete fucking weirdo, you're not jerking off to the characters in Grand Theft Auto. You're playing the game Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. I'm not going to pause the game and run out and grab a box of tissues.
Right.
Where instead of shooting terrorists and Nazis, your objective is to full sprint at women walking by themselves at night. No one is playing GTA
There is a game like that, by the way.
5 because they crave violence and must bathe in more blood of their enemies. However, sexual material does lead to many craving more because it's sexual. I'm not saying video games aren't addictive, but it's not because gamers are bloodthirsty for more carnage or whatever. Preparing for the death threats being hurled my way soon as I upload my video.
Dude's such a fucking pussy. Like, I have to tell you how I'm being martyred.
He's so brave.
We have a modern incarnation of all those things right now.
It's infuriating.
Yeah, because history repeats itself. Didn't we have a horrific plague 100 years ago too?
Stunning and brave.
I know. Chibi is so brave. Look at that. Another shitty anime profile picture.
Mm-hmm.
Also, people using my personal life to shift the topic away from what I'm actually saying, I would be thankful if you all support it today by leaving a like and comment when it's uploaded. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that. And any sane, rational person would stay far away from you and your filthy, filthy channel.
All right. So that is the first video. That's shots fired at Chibi Reviews from our boy Diesel Patches. So Chibi, being Chibi, just had to come out and make a statement on it. Let's see here. So Diesel, a channel with a million subscribers. I hate when people have to do this. I don't give a fuck about his subscriber count.
That's all that matters.
Or not. Yeah. Basically called me a PDF. Basically, did he or did he not? I don't think he called you a PDF directly. He called you degenerate as fuck in his latest video for defending lollies. But a year ago, in his community post, he was making lolly jokes and privated a video being positive about lolicons, as you can see. That's kind of weird, right? So
Diesel just uploaded a video an hour ago talking about my situation and more or less slandering me and calling me a PDF for
God, all these fucking dudes that say slander.
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
When is Chibi going to upload a video telling us when his balls drop?
I mean, it's probably doesn't have him anymore.
He probably stuck him in the
his ex-wife.
Stuck it where the fucking CD drive used to be in his computer tower.
Yeah, his fiance took him and gave him to his best friend. Was it a joke making fun of people like Chibi?
So Diesel just uploaded a video an hour ago talking about my situation and more or less slandering me and calling me a PDF for defending lolly content within my video. But what I find very interesting about this video is that 1 year ago, he made this post on his YouTube community post tab, more or less joking about lollies within One Piece and anime, and he says with his—
I wish I could see what that statement says.
—own words, guys, my cousin hacked my account and publicized a video that was meant to be—
So it says, okay, he's reading it.
Private. What a weirdo, am I right? And this comment was made after he posted this video, and people were starting to say it was a little bit weird, and so he quickly privated and—
Oh, that's right, Egad. He did say he was infertile. Oh, Chibi no balls.
Chibi no. Oh my god.
And apparently deleted this video. So I find it very interesting that someone that is calling me a PDF for lolly stuff is turning around and making posts about it a year ago and even making light and joking about it. So, yeah, what's up with that? So Diesel just
I mean, he says, here's an archive of the post just in case he deletes it on YouTube. So he hasn't deleted it on YouTube. Ghost archive.
Yeah, see the video because Mike C the Scout says the Diesel video was a joke making fun of people like Chibi.
Yeah.
So
did he suddenly subscribed? Oh. Guys, my cousin hacked my account and published a video that was meant to be private. What a weirdo, am I right? Diesel ED patches. Yeah, so we'll go look at his responses. I don't think Diesel Patch responds to him, but he does say like it's fine if you think I'm a fucking weirdo, fair, but when you start watering down terms, that's another one they like to use, watering down terms. Yeah, I know, we're about to watch the response, Simon. You are only helping actual pedos. So, pedophile, by definition, is a sexual attraction to prepubescent people. That's all it is.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not like it doesn't say real people. It says prepubescent people. So that means if it's a drawing of a child and you're sexually aroused to it, you're still a pedophile.
Funny. But it's okay because there's no law against it.
Unless it's Texas.
Diesel's
is
video
pretty much
got
what they're saying.
removed. No.
Oh no.
Chibi reviews, the lollies got them.
They really did that in real time. Huh?
Holy shit, they did. Because before stream, it was good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. These guys are coordinated as fuck.
Oh yeah, the lolly.
Like I think someone. I wish I could find it, but I think someone did find a Discord where they're all coordinating, liking a post on Twitter and shit.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they put this much effort into trying to cure cancer instead of like staring at fucking little children?
What could have possibly got it removed? Like, obviously, spamming any video with reports can do it.
Yeah,
that's what it's probably gonna be. There was comments still up, and I wanted to see them, but they're gone.
Yeah, the comments.
Most of the people who use YouTube are Indians, by the way. Yes, I know that. So yeah,
no wonder somebody wanted Google Play cards the last time I streamed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no wonder.
Wait, I think
these guys are 100% in the Discord server mass reporting. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. We're gonna post this and then see if we can find anything else about it.
Fucking weird people.
Yeah, it's a Discord called Brandon Talks. For Brandon, yes. With 1,160 members where they post lolly tweets, I'm gonna send it to. I'll put it in feed.
Okay.
I bet you this is where they're doing it from, or at least something like this.
I don't think Diesel Patches is even on. That is fucking nuts. Also,
The guy that complains about I'm being harassed, I'm being attacked, they send me death threats, they're trying to cancel me.
Oh, I'm sure he'll
mass coordinated flagging campaign.
It's like I'm sure he'll probably get it back up, but it's probably going to be like not a couple of days before it happens.
No, I'm just saying it's interesting that this guy that always victimizes himself against against the masses and how he'll never bend the knee is doing, or is like having like a proxy group mass flag videos that shit on him.
This is what they do. And I swear I want to scream every time I hear a grown-ass man say, well, I'm not going to bend the knee. This person has bent the knee to the woke mob. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Right.
Well, if you got time, we'll give it that. We could move on to Otterly Noah, or
I think we might move on to Otterly Noah.
Chibi's a loser, TDR.
Yeah.
Especially for this
Fucking Jim Wook,
doing
and not
this
you just
tonight.
Yep. Smash
Wretched
just said
life.
he doesn't know if Asmongold leans right.
Oh my god, I'm tired of people pretending he's a warhawk.
Oh,
he's already a freaking
Yeah, you know what? I want to fucking see Asmongold sign up for service. His boots better be the first one on the goddamn ground.
Dude, he wouldn't
for this Iran thing.
He wouldn't get.
No, he wouldn't make it past MEPS.
Yeah.
Well, we're on a timer. Remember, it's supposed to end in 2 weeks.
Yeah, with a nuke.
But just straight up,
It'll end in
smash
2
it.
weeks. Send him out on a 6-month deployment though, and he has to serve all 6 months.
Solo 6 months.
Smash says he doesn't know is all the information that we need.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Boop. Boop.
Nice mustache.
Who, me? Who?
No, this dude here.
Chibi,
can't wait to.
All right.
That's Chibi?
That's Chibi,
yeah.
Oh my
Chibi.
god,
That's him right there.
that dude has got his fucking face is on the wall of like every local school security office.
Exactly, right? He
He kind of looks like a serial killer.
Oh god.
A modern day Jeffrey Dahmer.
Let's see if I can find this.
He's got $300,000 and he can't get a good haircut. Get the fuck up.
Oh, is this it? Is this the one? Oh, it's not. I tried to look up the Chibi Reviews gun clip, but his own video doesn't come up. It's everyone laughing at him. All right. So we got Otterly Noah coming up.
It's McLovin gone wrong.
Yeah. All right.
Super Mario Galaxy movie is not a Mario Galaxy. Oh god.
Yeah. So apparently,
I've seen the movie.
Otterly Noah doesn't like it. Now I haven't seen this movie, so we're kind of going to go off of what he says. There seems to be a lot of back and forth on if it's a good movie, and the traditional "it's a kids movie."
I've been told that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said the same thing about Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Rosalina, one of my all-time favorite Mario. Oh boy, the Mario Galaxy movie is finally.
Why are you
here.
listening to a
I can't wait
Smash
see
video?
Rosalina, one of
This
my
isn't
all-time
Smash, this
favorite
is
Mario
Otterly
characters
Noah.
on
We
the
like
big
Otterly
screen.
Noah.
So they all have the same annoying voice?
Yes.
Apparently.
Wow.
Chibi Reviews.
Noah is Wargaming Dad approved.
Yeah, Noah's Wargaming Dad approved. Noah is one of us. So he's one of our guys.
He's just got a silly voice.
He just
But
has
what
a
I will
silly
say now
little
is I've
Otterly
watched the
voice.
movie.
Uh-huh.
I've watched the movie. I liked it because I watched it with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched it with the kids. They had a good time. I watched it. I was like, yeah. And in a sense, I did, the whole key jungle, like, oh, I know the thing, the consumer thing. I was like, oh, I know that. Yeah, that's pretty good. But I'm willing to hear him out. But I did not like Moist Critical's review of this movie. Negative.
From what my kid had told me, there was a lot of unnecessary cameos.
I guess we'll see what Noah says about it.
It was hyped up quite a bit in the trailer, so I bet she's gonna have a big... Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean Rosalina's not in the movie? Right at the start even? Then why even call it the Mario Galaxy movie? So yeah, the Mario Galaxy movie is finally here, and the reception to it is interesting to say the least. If you've been anywhere on the internet in the past few days, you've probably seen some of the headlines floating around for reviews for this movie, some of which are much more extreme than others. There's one I recall seeing where it claims this movie is worse than AI, which I personally wouldn't go that far.
That's a claim.
I saw I think Times gave it a 0, and I was like, oh my god.
Jesus. But I feel like the original, the Mario movie that came out was kind of had this kind of decisive thing too with it.
Are you talking Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo? That Mario movie?
No. The new Mario
one
movie,
before, the animated one before this one.
Yeah.
Mario Galaxy.
So.
I just don't know how people could say that this one was shit when we got that.
I know, right?
So people, they bury that movie though. It's one of those you don't even discuss it.
They retrospectively glaze the shit now, where they're just like, "Oh my god, ironically, it really wasn't that bad of a movie." Yeah, next
Maybe
year, that Double Dragon was good.
I love Double Dragon. No.
And also, I do actually have to applaud Illumination for actually being one of the only animation studios who pretty actively speaks out against AI. Definitely doing better than Disney in that regard, that's for sure. When the original Mario movie came out back in 2023, I thought it was perfectly fine, nothing that special, but definitely inoffensive and mostly pretty cute as well. And I was also pretty surprised to see some deep-cut Nintendo references in that movie also, such as Punch-Out and Kid Icarus. But when I heard the sequel was gonna be called the Super Mario Galaxy movie and supposedly themed after Super Mario Galaxy, I immediately became very suspicious. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 were actually two of my personal favorite Mario games of all time, and the first one is my favorite Mario game. But knowing how Illumination is, I personally didn't expect anything too spectacular from this project whatsoever and expected something probably on par with the first movie. Well, now that I've seen this movie, I wish I had been on par with the first one, because that still would have been better than what I had to witness here. I have seen this movie twice now in theaters to really solidify my thoughts on it, and I still cannot process how...
I watched a movie I hate twice. I mean, at least he did it to fully get his thoughts, but...
Yeah.
In his defense, I've done that a couple times where it's like, you know what, maybe I just wasn't vibing with it, because I've come back I actually didn't care for the remake of Suspiria for any horror fans. I didn't care for it at all. I'm like, no, fuck this. Argento's original, blah, 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 blah. I went back and I watched it at another point in time, and I'm like, you know what? Not bad.
It's very hard.
Dakota Johnson, she's very attractive, and so I like it. Oh, Dakota Johnson, yeah.
Going a little anti-woke there. Going a little anti-woke there. Hot women. That's what sells it.
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm objectifying. Come on. No.
How exactly the movie ended up like this. Given I've now had this product flash before my eyes twice now, I really just cannot wrap my head around how it ended up being so messy. What I would give to be in the writer's room at Illumination when this movie was being made, because I can imagine it was probably a mess based on what I saw here in this film. But I think most importantly of all, this is not a Mario Galaxy movie whatsoever, despite what the title says. It may be advertised as the Super Mario Galaxy movie, but oh boy, is it far from that, and we'll get into that. I know discourse surrounding this movie has been pretty divisive for a good bit now, and if you enjoyed this movie, more power to you. As long as it makes you happy, that's really what ultimately matters. For me personally though, I definitely do have a lot of thoughts, some good, some...
You know what they should have made, Glazing? They should have made Luigi's Haunted House.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion would have been great.
Yeah.
For number 2.
Yeah. I think that would have been amazing.
I have a weird relationship. I have a very weird relationship with Mario. Mario is one of those things where Luigi's Mansion was a different story, but I always felt that games like Mario were just way better in 2D. Like Galaxy, didn't like it.
Really?
I never played Galaxy, but Mario 64.
I didn't even like Sunshine.
Galaxy I loved myself. Yeah, you probably just don't like the 3D.
Yeah.
Well, no. Honestly, Mario 64 I enjoyed a lot because it was something new. It was something fresh. And it had that awesome concept of the castle being like a hub. You go through the paintings. Everything is a new, different world. And every new world had something like insanely exciting about it. You got eels and pirate ships. You got penguin races. You got the desert. You got the haunted mansion. There was a lot of variety for it. And for its time, you never had anything like it. So there was that appeal. Like, could I pick it up and play it if I had not played it as a kid? I probably would enjoy it because, once again, it's got a lot of variety for it. Galaxy, I don't know. Maybe it is the 3D aspect, but Mario 64 had other things going for it that was able to get me past that 3D aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Like I said, Mario, I always played 2D. Mario 64 was actually the only 3D game that I played. I kind of got away from Nintendo as a whole during that period, so I can't say much about the 3D games. I do know there tends to be like a problem sometimes when starting out with 3D games. The first Sonic 3D game I don't think did very well, did it?
Dreamcast one was amazing.
Was it?
Yeah, Sonic Adventures was very good.
Okay. Well, I never played it. Well, no, I did play it,
but
I didn't enjoy it. That's what it was.
But I do get you though, because like there was a lot of standards that I grew up on that I just dropped, and there was no like, oh, this is getting bad. It was just like Mario was one of them. Sonic was another one of them where it was like I enjoyed them consistently, and then just suddenly dropped it.
I think that happens with everybody, or then you get to the point like, I'm on my own. I'm barely making any money. What console do I want to buy with games that are in it? Now, I usually could afford 2, but back then I was hitting into the teens and into my 20s, and I'm like, you know what? I want to have the systems that have the more adult games that I want. There are a handful of 3D Sonic games before Sonic Adventures, though. Yeah, that's what I was thinking then. So what were those?
I mean, because I was Googling it then to make sure, and it's the only one that really counts is Sonic 3D Blast, because the other one is a fighting game and a racing game. Mm-hmm. And 3D Blast, we used an isometric perspective rather than true 3D character movement.
Yes, and the only isometric perspectives that I could have stood at that time was probably Syndicate, but that's because Bullfrog was amazing.
I mean, I played a bunch of, they were pretty mid. I played a bunch of isometrics, but mine was mostly RPGs.
Oh yeah, but RPGs is in a class of its own.
Yeah.
I want to discuss them here in this video, and personally why I don't really feel like this is a Mario Galaxy movie whatsoever. And also why I personally feel like this is a step down from the first film. I also do want to preface by saying I'm actually recovering from being sick while making this video. It seems whenever I go to the East Coast, since I was just at PAX East, I always get sick for some reason over
Noah comes out of his basement, gets sick, goes back and hides.
There. This happened after I came back from Florida when working on my second story video about her terrible take on Oppenheimer, and now it's happening with me talking about the Mario Galaxy as well after getting back from Boston. Oh well. I had a good time there regardless. It was nice talking to different indie game developers that were up and coming, and also some student developers too.
Get to it, Noah.
But with all that out of the way,
Get to it, Noah.
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
right?
let's
Look at
talk
the
about
DEI
why the
hire.
Super Mario Galaxy movie isn't actually a Mario Galaxy movie, and why it's not a very good
colored
movie
hair.
in general. The original Mario movie was somewhat of a pleasant
It's Miku,
surprise
I
to me,
think.
because while it wasn't anything
It's
grand,
Satsune Miku, definitely. I'm just being a fucking asshole. Oh, colored hair, and she's black.
or amazing by any means, it was still pretty solid and relatively serviceable for Nintendo fans, and it ended up being an at least okay stab at bringing Mario to the big screen. Also, Chris Pratt honestly did a much.
But what about the girl boss? That
Girl Boss Peach.
Girl Boss Peach.
Oh, there she
better
is.
job
Yep.
at being Mario than I expected from him. One thing I definitely have to give him credit for is that he does understand what the difference between on-screen acting and voice acting really is, and Chris Pratt does know how to project his voice into a character. And I actually think he did that pretty decently with Mario for what it's worth. It wasn't anything amazing by any means, but it was serviceable at the very least. And he even ended up giving Mario a slight Brooklyn accent, which I honestly did not expect him to do knowing Chris Pratt, so I'm glad he at least did that. And obviously Jack Black and Charlie Day really stole the show as both Bowser and Luigi. I think most people came away from that movie highlighting those two characters as the standout performances especially. But I think one particular thing that the first Mario movie did well that I think this movie definitely struggles with is having a clear, straightforward direction that it wants to take its story.
Did he say erection?
A straightforward erection?
That's what I heard. Noah, why do you have an erection during the Super Mario movie?
The first Mario movie is a very simple
Right. Well, do we need to have a talk? Do we need to break you down and have a talk?
movie, and
Wait, hold
ultimately
on. Let me see how old Princess Peach is.
She's an adult.
Did well that I think this movie definitely
Early to
struggles with
mid-20s.
is having
Okay,
a
we're
clear,
safe.
straightforward direction that
Yeah, he slurred the D in direction.
He slurred the D there.
Daisy's in her early to mid 20s too, so we're all right.
Yeah.
Wait, how old is Birdo?
Oh.
that it wants to take its story in. The first Mario
39
movie
years
is a
old.
very
Okay.
simple movie, and ultimately that does work in its favor. But I think with the Mario Galaxy movie, this is actually where we start to see this movie fumble, since I personally think it goes in way too many different directions all at once. We start off with Rosalina and the Lumas, which was shown in the trailer and does make sense to set this movie up with. But then suddenly Bowser Jr. comes up and Rosalina is now out of the picture, which is definitely something that irks me quite a bit about this film, and I'll touch on more later. And now we're seeing the Mario Bros meeting Yoshi randomly. The brothers pretty quickly seem to take a liking to Yoshi, which, you know, that's totally fine. Maybe we'll see them develop and grow a bond together. Oh, no, we're back to Rosalina now. And now her Luma is being sent off to find help because Rosalina was somehow captured by Bowser Jr. Oh,
the word forward ends in D, so straightforward erection.
Yeah. So this is the thing, right? So spoilers for the fucking Mario movie, guys. Mario Galaxy movie, but we're watching the review. So in the start, it starts off with Rosalina telling the story of the Mario brothers because she is like this super powerful entity or character. And she has kind of like a almost omniscient view of particularly Peach's story. And she's telling the Mario brothers stories to her stars to get them to bed. And then Bowser Jr. comes in and nabs Rosalina, kidnaps her, right? This is playing into the Mario trope of kidnapping a princess. They do this, they directly reference this in the script multiple times of like kidnapping princesses. So it's introducing a new princess to kidnap her to set the stage for the impetus for the main characters to go on the adventure.
Yeah,
Like-
it's a pretty common trope in movies in general. It sounds
Yeah.
like she's the MacGuffin of the movie.
Yeah.
that they have to go find. But let's keep
She's a
going.
briefcase from Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Yeah, so like she's kind of like the prelude or the prologue, her little scene there where she has her fight, and she has a really cool, very good animated fight with Bowser Jr. in his big mech. Then it cuts to the Mario brothers who are responding to a call in the Mushroom Kingdom. I think this is in like a different outside of the Mushroom Kingdom, in one of the desert zones. We'll call back to the game, but from the Mushroom Kingdom, they got a call. They're going out to fix a pipe, a broken pipe. They're plumbers in that world now, and it introduces you to the Yoshi character because he is in the blocked pipe. And then they ask him, how did you get in there? and it gives you a scene that shows you what happened with Yoshi. So I don't understand the whole like Yoshi randomly shows up.
Yeah.
They did give him a backstory.
Yeah, they asked Yoshi what happened, and you get a flashback scene to how he hatched out of the egg, and because of the events of the last movie, he shows up in the real world in Brooklyn. He's like touring around Brooklyn for a bit, but then he fucks up like a minion, almost Illumination. Am I right? And then they're chasing him. He runs under the sewers into a pipe, comes out there.
Gotcha. So you may be nitpicking, I think, a little bit on here, not doing what a lot of movie reviewers do with it. That's right. Star Fox cameo. The multiverse is confirmed.
They're doing an Avengers MCU. Yeah. I'm calling it the NCU, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
Oh my lord!
Sounds like you're about to say a slur, and I like it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Also, in Yoshi's defense, when we first got Super Mario World on Super Nintendo, we just hit a block and an egg came out, and then you had this thing that ate stuff, and then it shat out eggs.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's just.
Yeah. But don't worry about that, because now we're back with
I'm sorry.
Mario.
I still personally don't understand why they didn't just make a movie based off of Super Mario RPG. That right there is a fucking trilogy.
I don't know.
The RPG I didn't play, but this is a big criticism, and it might be one from Noah that Noah brings up, especially with this whole "it's not a Mario Galaxy movie." Some people have said, like Grizz mentioned, this. Go to Sunshine or do, Paper Mario or I guess the RPG. My only thing there is it might, a lot of people would have complained, and I guarantee that this was thought of in the writer's room. It would be retreading the exact same steps as the first movie, and everyone would be saying, oh, this is just a carbon copy of the first movie. That's what they were trying to avoid.
Yeah, I can imagine. You have to always kind of like step it up a little bit. Something's got to be different stakes.
No.
Which in a weird meta way is kind of what Nintendo was doing back in the old days when they had the NES, and every like sequel was different from the first game, like Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, Mario 2, Castlevania 2. Every 2 was different, and then they went back to the third one after that.
Mm-hmm.
At Princess Peach's party. And now they're here to make jokes about Mario being in love with Princess Peach, and finally Toad asks exactly what I've been wondering this entire time.
So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
Thank you, Keegan Michael Keegan.
Yeah, that's kind of it's like a meta joke.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Finally, somebody said it. Like I said, I have absolutely no problem with Yoshi being in this movie, but at least for me personally, it feels like they really rushed his intro in any kind of bond or development or relationship.
I also think the rumors of a Smash Bros. Movie is true. Nintendo isn't going to have kids show up to a movie where their characters beat each other up the whole time. Casual racism of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's.
I don't think
it was a really good point for you.
Yeah.
Scary is like in the second movie, you just hit a block and then Yoshi's there. There's no narrative to the Yoshi's appearance and stuff like that. So the fact they did anything at all is enough.
Yeah.
Agreed. And plus, anybody watching the movie would know what that shit's all about, anyways.
Exactly. True. Truth nuke.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think they're ever going to do it. They're never going to do a Smash Brothers movie because one, fucking Jeff would blow himself. Oh my God, they got a movie named after Smash. Yeah, there's that. But seriously, imagine the outcry if they had, like Solid Snake was in it and they didn't hire David Hayter.
Yeah, it may be hard to get enough people on board to make that a good movie, I would suppose. Not so much people beating each other up, I think, more than now
getting
you
the
have
voices.
Like a ton of characters that you have to get the voices right on, get the characters right on. That would be like a whole mess to try and
just hire Cam Clark and you'll be fine. Hire Cam Clark and Frank Welker and the fucking like there's like 90% of the cast.
On the Yoshi story thing, the Super Mario World manual does give a little bit of backstory. That's what Kamoji says.
Huh.
So he was always just Mario's mount for me.
He has with the brothers.
Quick hit the A
They
button
pretty much
to get out of
instantly
falling down a
accept him,
cliff.
and that's kind of it. I understand this movie is only an hour and a half long and likely does have to keep things moving to a degree, but because of how this is set up, it really makes it hard to take it seriously when you see Yoshi and Luigi becoming instant friends and trolling Mario. They play it up.
I mean, he's a cute dinosaur. Wouldn't you like immediately become friends with a cute dinosaur? Right?
In this movie constantly, like they.
Also, this is like the third time he's shown this exact same clip. Very your gaming content in the background, Otter.
Been friends forever, but that.
Yeah, it's not so much friends forever. It's just that Yoshi has quite a big personality, and he's likable in the movie. So the characters like him.
Yoshi came in and took over.
Yeah,
that was my.
I mean, just in general.
In Mario Kart, that was always Yoshi.
I mean, Christ, we got what was Mario was missing? That was that shitty Luigi going like finding King Kong. The one when Mario was a baby, you played as Yoshi.
Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing art style.
Don't send Otter into the Counter-Strike surf rabbit hole. God, so many videos I've seen.
Bomb has been planted.
That's really not the case at all. They met just like 5 minutes ago. I would have liked to see at least a little more development put into Yoshi and his relationship with Mario and Luigi, since I think that would have made it far more believable, especially with how they play it up in this movie. And again, this entire sequence of events, starting from the capture of Rosalina going up to the party at Peach's castle, is crammed into the first 20 minutes of this movie. The pacing of this film is honestly pretty egregious overall, and that does seem to extend even beyond just the first 20 minutes. But I think another big problem I personally have here is that I feel like none of the returning characters from the first movie, that being Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Bowser, and the others, have really seen any significant development or change in their character arcs since the events of the first film, although with one small exception. Mario himself especially feels like a shocking afterthought in this movie that is literally named after him, crazy enough, because he doesn't actually get to do all that much here. After Rosalina's Lua arrives at Peach's castle and informs everyone there that Rosalina has been captured by Bowser Jr., Peach sets off on her own to try and rescue her, leaving Mario and Luigi to run the kingdom by themselves, at least until Bowser Jr. arrives.
So you're saying it's a girl boss movie?
I can kind of get.
Look at that! She kicked an enemy.
If the initiation of the
woke
plot
mob.
is not even really involved. It's a little
Yeah,
funny.
there's an entire reason like this happened. Is Rosalina sends a star to go to the Mushroom Kingdom to find Peach and the Mario brothers to go get help, and then Peach goes on her own. And I can't for the life of me remember the reasoning behind it. There was a reasoning though.
Sounds.
I haven't seen the movie
me.
twice, and like Otter.
Arrives trying to get his dad back. After this, we basically see the movie's story get split between three sets of characters, that being Mario, Yoshi, and Luigi, Peach and Toad, and Bowser Jr. And for some reason, despite this literally being the Mario Galaxy movie, the film decides to give Mario himself quite literally almost nothing to do. The most we really see at all in regards to Mario himself in this movie is the writers apparently trying to push the idea that he has feelings for Princess Peach more to the forefront of the film, but even then they don't really go anywhere with that, since he and Peach aren't even together for most of the movie. And when they do get together again, they're rushed off to team up with Star Fox, which believe me, we'll get to that, to finally take down Bowser and Bowser Jr. and save Rosalina. And then after that, Peach kisses Mario, so I guess the relationship worked despite us not seeing any development at all between the two of them throughout the entirety of this film. Yippee! I honestly don't think—
showed it. You just showed it the way he's like he gifted her the umbrella. They were having a heart-to-heart moment, and then the star comes down, and then she has to go and do that, and then they get back together, and they've had the whole first movie to develop together as like really close, and then that point was happening, and then the call to action happens with the Star and Rosalina, and then they get back together at the end, and they have more really close, bonding, and I guess you could say trauma bonding, because they have to fight Bowser and Bowser Jr. and go through all that crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's weird.
Well, it's like how many times can you? One thing I sometimes have a problem with those movies when it comes to like the sequel or further movies on is they create like more character development. It's like no matter what, there's always got to be this crazy growth. And while I think there can be something there, sometimes it seems like forced, right? So a couple of scenes where they're growing closer, I don't think is that bad. I might have to go watch this.
Because otherwise, all that's going to happen is, which has happened so many times in cinema and TV, is you just reset and throw everything out that you did before and reset them back to square one, where they have to develop all over again.
Yeah, just like most TV shows. We defeated the bad guys, and now it's back to normal.
Yeah.
I think Peach or Bowser have seen much more development since the original film either, despite the fact both of them now each have a family member to bounce off of in this movie. In Peach's case, in a twist I think pretty much everyone saw coming going into this film, it's revealed that she and Rosalina are actually sisters, and their combined powers can save the universe. But despite the fact they randomly drop the fact that Peach somehow has had a long-lost sister this entire time that we're just now finding out about, even this somehow doesn't affect Peach's character arc in any way, which is completely mind-blowing. She's just like, oh, I've had a long-lost sibling this whole time I didn't know about? Well, let me hold hands with her, do some glowing magic stuff, and then we'll roll the credits. Sure doesn't affect me personally just finding out about all this just now. You'd think finding out that she has a long-lost sibling after all this time would actually be something that affects Peach as a character, but nope, they somehow don't bother to change anything about her. Even
like what would change her as a character? I mean, to me that's stuff that third movie can deal with, her having a sister and all that other things like that. It doesn't, I don't know what Otter is asking for here when...
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe I'm just NPC brained and don't have the creativity to think up a scenario or a writing plot dilemma where it would challenge Peach. But the thing that was kind of like touched upon at the beginning of the movie is that, she doesn't have a people of her own, because she showed up at the Mushroom Kingdom, and she's queen of the mushroom of the toads, and she's content with that. But it's kind of like that yearning for a people of her own, in a sense, and she kind of has. And then maybe Mario can be that, and is that. But then also she finds out that Rosalina is her family, and she's like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's kind of like the build up to it is her not realizing she has a family, but feeling that loneliness, because some people don't have. When you don't have a family, you yearn for that thing that everyone else has that you've never had, and her growth in there. And the final thing is, I do have a sister. It sounds like a change to me.
They have a big payoff where they do their touch. And then they get to be together. The big plot hole that I immediately recognized for this movie was, why didn't Rosalina? Oh no, that was answered. Why didn't Rosalina contact Peach earlier if that's her sister? She sent her away because there were powers that be that want to take because those two, their powers combined, are basically like godly, and there were evil powers that be that want to take them. So she sent her sister away so that until she was strong enough to take care of herself.
I'm sorry, but when I heard powers combined, I instantly thought Captain Planet. But this is super simple right here. Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
See, it's kind of that same idea. Yeah, I get that.
Here's where I'm personally having, like, I guess what we might call a generational gap with finding with being able to understand the logic behind some of the complaints. Like most of it is like the lack of character development. One of my favorite movies growing up as a kid was Conan the Destroyer. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger just walking along the woods, blah, 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 blah. Like, and then suddenly Grace Jones has joined the cast, and then suddenly Mako has joined the cast. We didn't need to get like an origin story for why Bombada joined Queen Teramis's guards.
Mm-hmm.
They were just there.
Well, it's almost like this this thing that's happened where every show has to have, every movie, everything
An
has to have
explanation.
deep explanations for, like, it's things that you want in the show or in the movie that this doesn't necessarily need to be explained for the movie to go on.
Case in point, Halloween and the Rob Zombie remake.
Yeah.
We didn't need to know why Michael Myers killed people. We didn't need to like see the white trash upbringing. He was just evil and he killed people.
Damage Sector is asking you for do a Arnold impression in Smash JT.
All right. So let's see. Hold on. Alyssa McConte, the woman who is suing me for harassment, she's gone ahead and that cunt, that whore, she made another video about me because I called her a cunt and a whore.
That's pretty good.
I don't understand this. She says that she's going to sue me if I don't start talking about her. You go ahead and bring it on, bitch. You got nothing. Oh my God, this woman, she's fucking suing me. She's going to destroy my family. You have to donate. You have to give me the money now. Give me the money. I have to hire Ronald Coleman.
There we go. Let's keep going.
In the wake of a revelation as big as that one. It is absolutely baffling. As for Bowser, I think initially we actually do see some real changes to his character as opposed to the first movie, which at least to start was a better sign for me. This movie seems to initially push Bowser in a different direction, since now instead of being a purely evil, power-hungry villain, Bowser does genuinely seem to have turned over a new leaf here, and especially seems to have grown fond of Luigi due to participating in book clubs with him as well, which seems to have somewhat whittled down his bad side. And as the movie goes on, he seems to genuinely want to show that he's changed to Mario as well, and is even willing to participate in slave labor for a bunch of bees in Mario's place to show that he's a good guy now. Wow, this is such a great development in Bowser's character. I'm so glad we actually saw a real change in him since the first movie. Oh no, he's evil again now because of his son.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't
somehow
it wasn't an instant change. A lot of people have been saying that it's a misrepresentation. Bowser was but when Bowser was evil, he was raising Bowser Jr. to be evil and have a whole planet, like a Koopa planet that was like full of evil, and it was going to have a big gun that destroys everything. That's why Rosalina was kidnapped. It was to power the big gun that destroys everything. The Bowser has like a change, has had a genuine change of heart, and then he's trying to like impress his son and be the role model that he wants. His son needs him to be, and he wants to live up to that standard that he set for his kid during like all that time that he was raising him. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he doesn't want his kid to hurt them. And then there's like this conflict that goes on and on for a little bit, and then eventually Bowser Jr.'s son issues him like this ultimate pep talk speech and kind of like an ultimatum of like, I'm your family, we're together, we need to do this. And then Bowser kind of like then settles, like kind of relapses and settles back, and he's like yes, and goes back to his evil ways. And the being good thing is something that can then be brought back in the third movie, which is why I think there could be a Smash movie where we see those powers that be, powers combined, Captain Planet. We can see evil Captain Planet finally, make their appearance to try and take Rosalina and Peach's powers, and that sets the stage for the Smash Bros tournament, so that they have to fight, and then they need players in the tournament. Boom, Bowser.
Yeah, I can see that, and it's. I mean, that's kind of the trope. It's almost like the trope of drug use. Relapse is like the perfect word. Like he's trying to be the good guy, but there's something else pulling him towards it. In this case, you say his son.
Exactly.
So it's not. This isn't something new. This isn't something old, and it doesn't sound like it's a.
Yeah, they
bam,
try
he's a
doing that
bad
all
guy
the time. I'm a bad guy. I tried to be good. The world rejected me, so now I'm evil again.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
my son is right. He's giving me the ultimatum. I'm gonna side with my son, my family, my toxic family.
Yeah, he's Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
He's going to save gaming.
that's right.
Even when this film actually presents a real development to one of its characters from the first movie, it decides to immediately go back on that and erase all of that change just to make him the exact same.
Well, see, it almost sounds like this is a better situation to me. Like this could be more interesting in later movies because, like, just going with he's a good guy now because he's developed his character to be a good guy. This shows that there is a struggle between who he is and who he wants to be, right? What he was and what he wants to be.
Yeah, and then I could also ask Noah here, is like, well, you've been saying that nobody's having an arc throughout these movies, and then Bowser has an arc, and you're like, well, why wasn't he just like he was at the beginning of the movie? I don't know what he wants. You can have it too on both ways.
It's the hero's fall, I guess you could say, like where the hero goes through some change but fails in a way at that change. Maybe in the next movie we will see him like battling with himself, even though he chose to do the evil side. Well, I mean, that's still yet to see. But yeah.
Again, for no real reason whatsoever. It's so frustrating. It really comes off like nobody writing this film actually cared to give any of the characters a meaningful arc or change here. This is one of many things that I think the Sonic movies from Paramount actually do really well in comparison to the Mario movies from Illumination, despite both being family-oriented video game movies. Even though they're technically adapting a similar source material, the Sonic movies actually do put in the extra effort to give their characters real development over the course of the 3 films, and ultimately make you care about what happens to the characters in them as a result, in the way the Mario movies just do not, or don't even bother to try.
But like after the second movie, when they ran into Tails was like a side character completely in the third movie. There wasn't like much character development other than we are a team, right? Even with Knuckles is still kind of a side character. Both of them, they come to like the simple agreement, like we're a team, we got to work together. But the focus was pretty much on Sonic and who's the dark guy?
Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow, right? That was the big thing. I wouldn't say it was like meaningful character arcs for everybody. Sonic and Shadow got one, and what's his face got one? Why can I never remember names? Robotnik got one, right?
It needed one. It was Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
It's just Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey.
And that, funny enough, is very similar to Bowser, where he was being, a good guy or retired or not interested, but then his grandfather, his family came in and brought him back down. So wouldn't you say, oh my God, they brought in this interesting aspect for Robotnik and then just reverted him back to his evil ways? It's like, it seems very arbitrary to me when people are criticizing movies on what angles they want to take.
Yeah, well, I think
I don't want to shit on Noah.
Yeah, the big difference I would say with that one is it did flip back, but there's no telling that it wouldn't. Like, does it have to flip back in the same movie, or can you use that trope of him going back to evil in the next movie to build upon his character instead of automatically in the second movie he's good, he falls a little bit and then he's good again. So what's his character arc going to be for the next movie?
Well, here's the challenge to that. Imagine you made a Legend of Zelda movie Link killed Ganon, rescued the princess, and then you made a second movie. Who's going to be the bad guy? Is Ganon going to be a good guy, and then we're going to have fucking Thunderbird come in?
Maybe.
But I mean, same logic applies to Mario. Who's gonna be the bad guy? That asshole in the spaceship from the Game Boy one?
Well, there's Nazmir was saying, thinking of like the powers that be that they've kind of hinted at, that there's people who would do damage to it. It's kind of like foreshadowing for the next movie in that way. So you could have, they could have had him just be a good guy at the end of this, but then what do you do with him in the next movie? He just completely
That's what I mean.
Side character.
That's exactly what I mean. So it's like, are you going to have, like I said, using the Zelda thing, is Ganon going to be a good guy? No, nobody's going to want to see that.
No,
yeah, I could see
maybe Wart
an argument for perhaps at the end, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Rosalina, after they defeated Bowser and Bowser Jr., they convince Bowser again, who then turns to his son, and they both bring them down. Like, or rather, Bowser is brought down, and then he is able to bring his son down from evil to good. Maybe you could do something like that. So it's kind of like a almost like a roller coaster of an arc.
Yeah.
Where it's like good, bad, good. You could say something like that, and I wouldn't disagree. But at the same time, maybe they'll do that. I'm speculating, but maybe they'll do that in the next one. They have a plan. Either or services this movie.
Yeah.
Jesus, could you imagine like a Final Fantasy IV movie with Kain betraying you like 7 times?
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Hold on, everybody. I have to do a check. Grizzle, are you awake?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just checking in, checking in on you.
Just listening.
They'd have a fucking post-credit sequence of Kain turning on everybody.
Right.
I just have myself muted because the fan gets really. I don't want the fan noises to come through.
Oh gosh.
Go turn it up.
You sound a little eepy. Yeah, wellness check. That's right, Kimoji. All right, continuing on.
Right to do. There's already a clear blueprint for how to make a video game movie and actually cause your audience to care about the characters in them, but Illumination can just not be bothered to do it whatsoever.
Yeah, I hate the blueprint idea. Like, there's a blueprint. This is the whole movies can be objectively good argument, where if it has to follow this blueprint to make you care about all the characters, and it just doesn't. They can focus on a few characters for this movie. Obviously, they're trying to do the universe thing, and then focus on other characters later down the road. It doesn't have to be. I feel like it can get very convoluted if you're trying to make every single character in the movie have this deep, growth on to the next one, and you get to the point where you it's almost like the power curve, where your character keeps getting more and more powerful. Like, what do you have to do next? Like, now you're fighting gods. Well, what happens when you beat gods? Right?
Yeah, the power creep and the power scaling and all that.
Kafka from Final Fantasy VI.
Mm-hmm.
So frustrating because in terms of work environments, who's overseeing their company, and also being against generative AI, Illumination is actually doing a lot better than likes of Disney, Paramount, or even in some ways Sony, who admittedly have come under fire in the past for overworking their animators for Across the Spider-Verse. But Illumination just does not put any effort into their movies at all, which is incredibly aggravating. Another personal gripe that I have with this movie, which I obviously hinted at with the start of this video, is that Rosalina is barely in this movie. Despite being a pretty notable part of the marketing for this film, and also just one of the most important aspects of the Mario Galaxy games overall. There is a reason that since her introduction to
I guess she was pretty prominent in the game itself, right? Did you see her a lot?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I was going to say I could see the argument for feeling you've been baited and switched with the trailer showing Rosalina, and then she's in the beginning, and she's only in the beginning and the end of the film. But the whole plot hinges on her being kidnapped.
Yeah.
And being the call to action, so I don't really see how much more you could do.
They didn't. I guess they could have just not done it, because like in the game itself, she's never kidnapped. She's just kind of helping Mario fix the thing.
Yeah, it's because they just like, if I lay out the plot here, the beginning is Rosalina's kidnapped by Bowser Jr., who wants to take her power to power up a big gun. We'll call it the Death Star planet, his Death Star planet, so he can impress his father. Then he has to go out and go get his father. Rosalina has sent a star to go tell Peach what's up. She leaves. Mario and Luigi are running the Mushroom Kingdom, getting run ragged. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. Then Bowser Jr. shows up. They have a great, well-animated fight scene, by the way. And then he is unable to get his dad back. They decide they're going to have to go find Peach, and Bowser is like, "Yep, I'll come with you." Eventually, Bowser is made big again after taking the blue mushroom that made him mini. But he is still good. They're about to go to the space to get a spaceship to go find Peach, and Bowser stays behind as prisoner because the Queen Bee wanted to take Mario prisoner, but he sacrifices himself. Because he's sacrificed himself and he stays on the planet, that means Bowser Jr. is able to find him using his spaceship, because obviously this is Galaxy, they're using spaceships, and kidnap Bowser. They have their little arc where they're like going back and forth over the whole thing and having a few scenes with Rosalina about this as well. Peach is doing her thing, having a fight with the big toad lizard guy. I can't remember his character's name, but gets through and eventually finds Star Fox. Meanwhile, Mario and Yoshi have a little bit of a galaxy adventure and meet Peach and Star Fox at the same spaceport. Then they go over to the Bowser planet, and that's when it all converges. That's when they have their big fight, and then the movie concludes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could. I guess you could argue if you wanted to that they went with a different story. But what for people who played it, like, was she just a helper, like a person you went to and talked to, or was she like she wasn't a playable character, right?
Rosalina.
Yeah, Rosalina in the games.
Yeah, she's like, as you can see in the stop pause there, she's kind of helping. I can't remember if she's playable or not. Emoji will probably tell me.
Yeah, his name is not Star Fox. Yeah, it's...
No, I called him Star Fox all the time.
Yeah.
And I'll never stop calling him Star Fox.
It's Fox McCloud.
That's right, Fox McCloud. Fox McCloud. How dare you?
Mario Galaxy, she's become a mainstay of the Mario series. She's a character that a lot of people latched onto almost instantly, and for good reason. Her backstory is still, to this day, probably one of the most tragic things in the Mario universe. But for some reason, despite this quite literally being the Mario Galaxy movie, Rosalina is shafted for almost the entirety of this film. When I originally saw how this film started,
I wonder if they didn't know how to, like, they went with what they went with because they didn't know how to take her and write her into the story because of how powerful she is, right? You don't want her to be like a Mary Sue that can fix everything. So you take her out of the equation.
My only guess on how to rewrite this is that Bowser Jr. takes her stars, not her, and then she has to go to the people. But then it would be a very, very straightforward movie with her Rosalina going to them and then them going up to Bowser Jr. That's it. You know?
Yeah.
There would be no like adventure and different branching pathways along the way.
It would just be railroaded from one point to the other. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be a 35-minute movie rather than an hour and a half.
Right.
Off with her being captured pretty much right out of the gate. When I saw this in my theater, I immediately realized this was not going to go the way I had been hoping. If you can't keep Rosalina, one of the most important aspects of Super Mario Galaxy, as an integral part of your Super Mario Galaxy movie, then ultimately it's not really a Super Mario Galaxy movie at all. One thing I have seen people complaining about specifically is that they dislike the inclusion of Fox McCloud in this movie, since he has more screen time than Rosalina, and this caused them to feel as though he was outright replacing her as a character. I personally don't quite agree with that, since I felt like for me, Fox was actually one of the better aspects of the film, and Glenn Powell absolutely killed it as that character. It's just really nice to finally see Star Fox come back in such a big way as this, after 10 years of not getting a new game in the franchise.
His name is not Star
Noah.
Fox.
His name isn't Star Fox, Noah.
Guys, I am a big Star Fox
His name is
fan,
Robert
so I am
Paulson.
obviously biased
His name is Robert Paulson.
here, but it was just really nice to see something Star Fox related come back, especially in a big AAA blockbuster like this. And apparently the rumor mill has it that they're going to be making a new Star Fox game in the wake of him being included in the Mario movie.
The game rumors have been exciting people.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I'd like to see another Star Fox, only I'll never get to play it because it's going to be on Nintendo exclusively.
Switch 2.
Yeah.
Here, so I'm very excited for that as well, if that's real. Star Fox is sold as the best Star Fox game, by the way, don't at me. But I honestly think they easily could have included both Rosalina and Fox in this narrative at the end of the day, instead of just shafting Rosalina at the start of this film. It really makes no sense whatsoever to do this in a Mario Galaxy movie of all things. The people that got upset at seeing Rosalina done dirty like this are absolutely right to be upset. She's absolutely earned her spot as a fan favorite character, and so it was a big stab in the heart to see her shafted like this right at the start of this film, especially with how much she was hyped up during the marketing for this movie. I think the other big thing that has irked me regarding discourse surrounding this film is seeing people attempt to wave off any criticism about this movie by simply saying it's a kids movie. Like, what are you trying to say here then? That you think any movie made with
I mean, this is an argument
Like it
that's
or hate
been there
it.
since the beginning of time, right? It's a kids movie. Why are you upset? It's even used against the anti-wokers. It's just something that people bring up. You just have to ignore people who say this because it's a dumb argument.
kids in mind shouldn't be good?
Huh?
Everyone makes that mistake, Kamoji. Everyone keeps calling him Star Fox, even Star Fox fans.
Are you saying that just because a piece of media is made for kids, it shouldn't provide well-written characters, a good narrative, and actually provide something for the audience to take away from its story? Just because a movie is made with children as its initial demographic doesn't mean the film can't at least try to be good or challenge its audience to think differently about the world around them. All art should really be doing that regardless of whether it's made with adults or kids in mind. The best
Disagree. Sometimes you can just have slop that you can turn your brain off to and watch. I have no problem with that. But yeah, I mean, the idea that a kid's show can't be good or they can't put any writing into it is just absurd. We have many cartoons. I mean, he's already showed some of them. There's also this that you got this thing with video games too, though cartoons have held that moniker a lot longer. Where like you shouldn't still be playing video games in your 20s or 30s. You're too old for video games. They're a kid's thing. That's not as widely used anymore with just how big and popular video games are. But I mean, it's the same argument with kids shows or cartoons in general. Because just because it's a cartoon doesn't necessarily mean it's a kid's show. Especially when you start looking at some of the anime.
When it comes to, this movie, there's like themes like Bowser being torn between doing the right thing and his family and having that tear him apart a little bit there and things to think on like that. People like Peach yearning for that family and that connection. And then having a family and stuff, and it don't get me wrong, it's not Citizen Kane, Absolutely, it's not Citizen Kane. It's not like Dune Part 2 in terms of depth and themes and writing and all that. I'm not saying it's not. It is, but at the same time, it's not like absolute TikTok brain slop like a lot of people are saying. I'm saying it's a serviceable movie, and it makes sense throughout the whole film. And everyone keeps saying about these pointless cameos. Like the only cameo of the character cameo that shows up is Fox McCloud. And the Toad guy, like, and then in the background there's loads of like, oh, look. So yeah, there's key jangling in the sense of like there's background characters of Mario, Nintendo characters, in the Mario movie.
Yeah.
But
that's
like,
not necessarily a cameo. Like, would you call the oh God, why can't I remember names? In the Frozen movie, would you call like the characters that you can see walking in cameos? Like
yeah, exactly. Like there's like, because she goes to like in the Star Port, there's a point where a monkey, I can't remember the monkey's name. It's like an enemy type, I believe, from one of the Nintendo games. Steals Toad's bag and then runs it off with it, and she chases them. And it gets to the evil villain casino area in the starport that was hidden. And there's loads of Shy Guys and Koopas and villains, enemy types that you've seen in the Mario movie. When Mario goes to the desert biome, there's mobs and NPC type enemy types that you've seen there, things like that. But it's the Mario movie, like you're going to see them.
Yeah,
I really don't understand
people
why
to like
people
point at the screen and be like,
like even just in this, there's absolutely that in the key jangling sense, but like in the true to the universe you're in, those things are going to be in there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Kids media is the media that talks up to its audience and provides well fleshed out characters and stories and ultimately leaves its audience with something to take away from it and doesn't talk down to them. Things like Avatar: The Last Airbender, Batman the Animated Series, the Lego Movie, the Spider-Verse movies, most of the Disney Renaissance films, Transformers 1, Gravity Falls, and plenty more are all made with kids in mind. But they all actually try to provide their audience with truly well-written stories that are a big reason why they're still talked about regularly to this day. The Mario Galaxy movie doesn't do that at all, and attempting to dismiss any criticism of it just by simply saying because it's a kids movie is honestly an insult to what kids media should be striving to be to begin with. If you think just because something is made for kids, it shouldn't have to try to tell a worthwhile story or provide fleshed out characters at all, then I don't really know what to say to you. Plenty of kids media have been doing this for a long time now and really setting the bar pretty high. To me at least, that is such a demeaning way to look at media in general, trying to act like it shouldn't have to put effort in just because of the demographic it's targeted to. I feel like this could also
I'm sorry for the Furio stereotype, but I was expecting Noah to use My Little Pony as an example. Oh, that would have been funny. I think he's going way too far into this, like mad about the idea of like it's just a kid shows, bro. I mean, it's a NPC comment. You can call him a slur and move on, right?
Yeah, it's very almost e-fapping it.
Yes, yeah. Where it's just kind of going on about everything. Like, yeah, there's always going to be people that say that. I would have preferred finding someone like, say, like us, where we're talking points. You've seen the movie, so you're giving your example of it, and then a general consensus of movies versus just being like going to the opposite side and being like everyone else is saying that it's a kids movie, right?
Yeah, like because from the other standpoint that I kind of feel sometimes is a lot of this like whoa so deep bro stuff is almost like Oscar bait in a sense with some of these kids movies.
Yeah.
But for people who like, demand complexity and depth in kids movies, it's like, a little, it's their key jangling, their version of key jangling. Because I'm like, I'm not feeling anything here, but it's like so obviously set up to make you
it's so weird to say it like this, but it's like it's set up to make you feel a certain type of way, but it's so like ham-fisted and forced, but people like fall for it weirdly because they feel like it makes them like so media literate and deep, so deep, bro. Whereas like, you know, something like this, I was like, it's a serviceable movie for kids, but adults, if they're not like, I'm not saying Noah is. I'm not saying Noah is, but some of these people who sniff their own farts when it comes to movies, it's not going to service them. No, but I do think adults can enjoy this.
Same thing with the horror movies. You can't sit there and watch Tales from the Crypt and then complain about the violence and burn offerings.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. It's not every, like you said, not everything has to be Citizen Kane. Not everything has to be a masterpiece. It sounds like they're still trying to tell a compelling story in some sense, maybe very simple version of it. But I don't know.
To be an entirely different topic for a separate video as well. Since, to be honest, in recent memory, I've seen this used as an excuse for a lot of different kids' media that pretty clearly doesn't try at all, with people attempting to dismiss any criticism of it by simply saying it's a kids' movie. I feel like this is unfortunately something I've been seeing pop up more when it comes to media discourse surrounding movies made for kids. So if you'd like to see a video of me talking about why trying to dismiss criticism of kids' movies that don't try at all by just saying they're kids' movies doesn't make any sense at all, when in fact there's plenty of good kids media out there and also is rather demeaning, leave a comment down below. I feel like that could be an interesting video, especially with how prevalent this issue seems to be getting in media discourse. Overall, the Mario Galaxy movie is not really a Mario Galaxy movie in my opinion, and also just not a very good kids movie either. I honestly do think kids deserve something better than this, something that'll actually challenge their perception on the world around them. If you want to see a kids movie that actually does try, that is currently out in theaters as well, I recommend checking out Pixar's Hoppers, which I actually...
Furry, not.
Furry.
Oh my god. That's fantastic.
Hoppers is good though.
Hold on, let me get my pug awake because he's sleeping and snoring right now.
Yeah.
You see, the FNAF 2 movie, Kamoji, it made me so mad. It was written by the guy who made FNAF, and it sucks still.
Well, I get the idea of like the FNAF movie is made for FNAF fans. Mario movie, obviously they're
the second one. Oh man, don't get me. You're gonna get me on it.
That may be for another time.
Because the first movie it's like the situation of Noah. First, I kind of liked. Second, I'm confused.
Yeah. Second movies are always a risk, I would say, amongst like, especially when it comes to like kids media, things like that. Like, I don't remember a single Disney sequel that was like ever good or even ever made it into theaters. It was always like straight to DVD stuff.
Oh, don't it? Oh, Mulan 2. My missus loves that movie. She's like, oh, it's better than the first one, and I go absolutely rabid. I just start foaming at the mouth, going like, and
start beating her.
But
how dare you?
Yeah, when it comes to this movie, I think the best criticism I could see someone come up with is there should have been a better resolution between Peach and Rosalina, where they had a more heart-to-heart, where Peach can be like, why didn't you come back earlier? I've been ready to defend myself from this stuff for a while, and then Rosalina could explain, and then there was some sort of like emotional payoff that happens there at the end. Like, that's the biggest thing I could see. I can absolutely concede on is a better resolution between those two characters at the end.
So you say like some conflict come up between them.
Yeah.
And then they come together. Okay, I could see that.
really enjoyed more than I expected. Pixar is definitely more hit or miss these days than I feel like they used to be, but Hoppers actually did surprise me quite a bit. I also do think Pixar has been a lot more consistent than Disney animation proper these days, since Pixar has made a lot of movies I do like, even in the 2020s, like Soul, Turning Red, Luca, Inside Out 2, and now Hoppers. Whereas Disney animation proper has only made 2 movies this decade that I actually like, that being Zootopia 2 and Encanto. Somehow Pixar has actually managed to outpace
Encanto is pretty good. That music got stuck in my head.
Disney even in the 2020s. Wild. Of course, if you see the Mario Galaxy movie and you like it, that's great, and ultimately, what matters is it makes you happy. But for me personally, I really feel like kids' movies can do a lot better than this. And I feel like they should do a lot better than this. Heck, video game movies are already doing better than this, with things like the Sonic movies really leading the charge on video game adaptations that actually make you care about the characters in them. So even if I didn't really enjoy the Mario Galaxy movie, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the 4th Sonic movie next year, especially with Christian Bale playing Amy in that one. Definitely really good casting there. For my next video, I'll be discussing Jello Apocalypse and how I personally feel like he's contributed to the deconstruction of actually reasonable media discourse on YouTube. Jello is a topic I've wanted to cover for a while now, since I've observed for a long time just how terrible of a media critic he really is. That'll probably be
it's gonna be a Grifty Bear one. Sonic did have a lot of good character adaptations, though. Yeah, I can agree with that. I really enjoyed the Sonic movies as they've come out. Even being like, I wasn't a huge Sonic fan as a kid. I'm not autistic, but but yeah, I do think they were really good movies, and I think it's one of those things where like they showed off the horrible abomination that was Sonic, and then turn around and we're like, oh, maybe we need to be more fan friendly. Oh, Sonic X was fire. Yeah.
Out to Sonic Underground.
My God, that's old.
Much longer video, so I hope you'll enjoy all the rather crazy things there are to go over with him, cause there certainly is a lot. Jello is quite the egomaniac. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video or learned something new from it. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like and also consider subscribing as well. I do lots of videos like this in general, often talking about film and...
All right.
Yeah. I've been spurging for a while, so I'll let you finish up there, Wargaming.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some flaws in his criticism of the movie. Yeah, it may not be as perfect, as well-rounded as pulling out characters from, like, say, Sonic and the way Sonic has built stuff up, but I don't think that makes it, like, a terrible movie. It's one I will probably watch with the kids. I don't generally go out to theaters anymore, though that might change. I have a tool to help. But I don't know. What are your takes, Nasmir?
I think, obviously, I like the movie, right? I like the movie, and I like that Otterly was I've got lots of points of contention with him there, but like I said, I'm not shitting on him, and I like that he had something substantive to say when it comes to dissecting the movie point by point, whereas so that like actual discussion can be had there with him. Could be had there with him about this, whereas someone like Moist Critical was just like, it's just a bunch of poopy fart key jangling, and there's like nothing, there's no foundation to base off there. So but yeah, it's a good video, and even though I disagree with that.
Yeah. Noah's pretty good at his breakdowns and things like that, even when he talks about like anti-wokers or what he likes to call griffly bears. He gets into pretty decent detail on a lot of them. So and media, I've watched a couple things on different people that he's talked about, media reviewers and things like that. Scary, what's your take? Ooh.
He likes Captain Planet.
He went to go do his dog thing. That's right. Grizzle, are you still awake?
Yeah. I thought it was good. I could tell it's like the two-part. It's definitely a two-camp situation, though, this movie. And it is very oddly familiar with how the FNAF 2 movie went with the fan base.
Mm-hmm. No, Kamoji, I'm gonna have to take it out of the title because we're already close to the end. for it, but it is one that I do want to watch. I really enjoy Bunjee videos. You just have to sometimes be careful with Bunjee. But this one's been on for 2 weeks, so maybe it's not too dangerous. Boom, boom, boom. And with that, guys, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it as always. Nazmir, Grizzle, and Scary.
I go sleep.
Yes, you can go to sleep now. You can go to sleep now, Grizzle. It's okay.
Yeah, sleep as well. It's 6 a.m. here.
Oh, so you need to get up and start like going for a run, right? Right? You got to get your run in.
I'm on 2 weeks leave, buddy.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Enjoy your leave. Oh no, maybe I shouldn't watch it then. Bunjee did not censor all the words in the video, by the way. They're not if it's not the hard R, that's not bad. I can probably get away with that. That's Bunjee for you. But anyway, if you haven't yet, go ahead and like the stream on the way out. If you liked what you watched today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And we will see you on Wednesday for another episode of Slop, another stream full of slop.
Oink, oink, motherfuckers.
Oink, oink, motherfuckers.